30 seconds. It might help my headphones are plugged in, wouldn't it? Okay, how's that? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. All right, we're ready now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Melanated Thought, where we talk about things that affect the black community. I'm Reggie O.
I am Mimi the lady.
She's hoarse though, but she still loves you, lady.
Bomb chicka wow wow. Mm-hmm.
Right now, we got a special guest on the line.
Who's that?
My niece and her group.
They on there now?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Told you about that earlier.
We'll bring them on.
Okay. Jigga, you still with us? Yo, Jiggy. I can't hear you, sweetheart, if you're here. Okay, you good? All right. What's up, niece? I'm good. I am here with your aunt. You haven't met her yet, but yeah, I'm here with her. Say hello.
I'm good, darling. How are you? Congratulations on your performance last week. Was it last week?
Yeah.
Last? Yeah. Congratulations to you. I'm praying and forecasting that big things will come your way and you be successful with all you do.
Oh, okay. Are you? Hold on just a minute. Hold on.
It's probably my voice.
Yeah, it's probably her voice because she's a little bit hoarse. We went to a concert last night and she was singing the butt off.
I was just telling you congratulations, sweetheart, on all you do, and blessings upon you and your group. You guys will be prosperous and successful. That's what I was trying to say to you.
I don't think she's
Okay.
Okay. All right, Jiggy. Anyway, what she does? Yeah. Well, she don't like the mic right up in her face, so that's probably why. Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear?
Okay. I was just telling you congratulations to you and your group, and I will forecasting that success and prosperous things come to you guys, and you guys are successful in all that you do. It's my voice. Just move
Okay.
on. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's her voice. Yeah, she can't talk very well because, like I said, we went to a concert last night and she was singing her butt off. So That's good. It's all good. It's all good. So anyway, for my listening audience, tell us a little bit about your group. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. I like the sound of that. So, give us a little bit of background on what did the style of music you do. I know it's hip hop, but what's the message you're trying to put out there for the people? Oh, okay. All right, I get that. Yeah, I'm definitely down with that. So I can honestly tell you, man, that show that I saw, I was amazed because I can tell you right now from my personal experience when I was doing shows back in the day, you guys commanded the stage a whole lot better than I did because I'm kind of an introvert. So I was just standing in one spot and rock the mic, but you guys were all over the place, and I liked you. I loved your energy. I really did. That was just amazing to me. I mean, you guys all over the place. So that was cool. I got to give you props on that. Not a problem. Not a problem. Now, so what's your next project? What you got going coming down the pipe so far? I know him. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's what's up. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. That's cool right there. I like that. So you're going to Atlanta. Yeah, I know the producer you're working with. I've heard some of his stuff before. And okay. That's what's up, man. You gotta stay active, man. I can tell you that right now. From experience, I'm telling you right now, you gotta stay active because you're not out there, nobody's gonna listen to you. So, but anyway, I'm gonna ask you guys right now, man. I gotta get you on the air and say this, man. When you're gonna work with your uncle? Because I got some mad stuff. Oh, okay, okay, cause okay, that makes sense. That makes sense because I definitely got a different sound than what you're probably used to. But Definitely, man. I would love to work with you guys on at least one track, man. Well, I'd be happy with that. Oh, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, so you got a show in Atlanta. When are you gonna come back local? Yeah. Okay, that's what's up. Well, I tell you what you do. You know, you got my numbers. Let us know when you're in town, and I'll beat you. I'll beat your stepdad up a little bit. You know, because you know he is my little brother. So, you know, I'll take care of that part. But yeah, definitely keep in contact, man. Because I'm constantly doing music. I mean, I get on my wife's nerves, man, because I'm always making noise in the house. Okay. All right. One last question before you go, man. Are you a Tupac fan or a Biggie fan? That's a perfect answer. That's a perfect answer. All right, that's a perfect answer. That's the answer I was looking for right there. You are definitely my damn niece. I can tell you that right now. That was a perfect answer. Uh, hey, not a problem, man. Anytime y'all want to vibe with us, man, just give us a buzz. You got the number. All right, I'll holler at y'all later. All right, all right.
Excuse me. Young people making it in the business.
I ain't mad at them, man, because like I said, you know, 'cause that show that they did, man, that show was off the chain. It really was. I wish it could have been there, but yeah, it was a really, really, really good show. So, but anyway, now we got the interview out the way. We are here. We have a doozy of a show. I mean, we're talking about the midterm elections and how they affect us, which is why I named this, What Are We Voting For? So, I mean, right now, all eyes are on the state of Georgia. And we both know why. Go ahead, speak on it.
I'll wait.
You sure?
Because honestly, I don't understand why Stacey lost, but I'll wait.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a couple theories on that. So,
No, I don't agree with none of them.
well, the thing that I don't like about this whole thing about Miss Abrams, which I don't have anything against her, you know, personally. I really don't. I mean, she went out there and she campaigned her butt off, and she turned the state blue for the first time ever in the history of the whole state. So when she came out there and she said she was running and she lost, that kind of like hurt. That kind of like hurt a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Because they were actually expecting her to win because of all the campaign she did for the Democratic Party.
But it was a lot of Democrats who didn't even vote for her.
Exactly, and most of them were white.
Which is ridiculous.
And most of them were white. So, but they tried. Well, we'll get into it later on. But anyway, let me get the music cracking. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
It's just another Reggio production.
Of course. Yeah. But anyway, we'll get into that whole Stacey Abrams thing. But the main thing that people are talking about right now in the state of Georgia is the Warnock Walker runoff. Now, this is just my personal opinion. How lame do you have to be to get into a runoff election with Herschel Walker?
I have no words. For the last couple of shows, I've been trying to understand. I don't even know why this is either going to a runoff. I don't
exactly
understand.
my point. I mean, that's what I'm getting at right there. You know, this shouldn't be coming to a runoff. It really shouldn't.
I think these people are the same people who voted for Trump. I really do. They just don't. They don't get it. It's not a game, people. These are our livelihoods. What can Herschel Walker, an ex-football player, do compared to a man who's been in political gangs for years? I don't know. I don't know people's mindsets anymore. Everything is not a game. Everything is not a mockery. And if I was Warnock, I'd just be perturbed about the whole situation. I'd probably leave the whole state of Georgia.
Honestly, and this is just me talking.
They're making a mockery out of him and his work that he's done for the state. You know,
right?
It's unbelievable.
I agree, man. I agree. But we'll get deeper into it later on in the show. Mm-hmm. Anyway, how was your week, dear?
It was good. I'm not gonna lie. Work was cool. Still in the midst of close, but it's not as hectic as it usually is. Of course, we celebrated Veterans Day on Friday, and shout out to all the veterans.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Uncles and friends who are veterans. Kudos to you guys for keeping us safe. And right when I say that, we was coming back from on Saturday morning. Me and Angela was delivering donations that we and a couple other friends and co-workers. Shout out to Gwen and her staff, and collected money. The GNS group collected money, and some of our cousins and uncles and family members, just put like that, collected money to donate for 40 families for Thanksgiving for Southern Hills Church of Christ. So we had got all that together and took it to the church and just felt so good about that. And on my way taking her home, I saw the plane. It was like they had an air show on a Veterans Day.
Yeah.
And we saw the plane. They were flying over 20. I'm like, wow, those planes were flying so low.
Right.
And then within 10, 15 minutes, they crashed. I'm like, God, thank you, God. They didn't crash on the freeway. But our condolences to those. They said so far 6 people lives was claimed. So condolences to those people and their family, even though they were trying to do a greater good with the World War II planes, doing an air show for the people, and that tragedy happened. And then of course we Friday night was Wakanda Forever. I hope everybody got on and seen it. They said it made good numbers Friday night. So
yeah.
Shout
and
out
for
to,
opening night, did excellent for what I understand. So.
And then, of course, the reason why my voice sound like that, we went to the concert last night.
Yeah.
Went to go see After 7, Shaka Khan, and Maze featuring Frankie Beverly. And I thought I was on stage with all of them. Because I sung and pop and bebop the whole night through.
Man, she was singing her butt off, y'all. I'm telling you.
Felt so good.
She had a good time.
Love R&B music like that. I'm an R&B fan.
She had a good time.
Yeah, I did.
But actually, we both did, man. So, that was
please,
wonderful.
Please excuse my voice. I'm not trying to, it's just what it is. This is the results of having a good time. These are the results.
Yeah, it really
other than
is.
That, everything was peachy keen. How was your week?
A regular week, man. That's all I can say about that. It was just... I'm not going to say it was a bad week. It wasn't a good week either. It was just a week. I really can't say anything bad or good about it. Nothing really exciting happened, man. Like I said, we had the weekend thing. We did the date night thing, which we need to do more of. I'll be the first to tell anybody that.
We used to do it consistently, but now it's kind of, I don't know, this world is just... I don't know. I can't become a hermit.
Nah.
Because I'm trying to be fearful of what people gonna do, but I don't know. I'm just getting kind of hard. Everything going up cost wise, but every now and then when a good show come in, I'll sacrifice and go, because I had a good time last night. And then shout out to Miss Anita Baker. She released a statement that she's going on tour, so I'm gonna have to do all I can to get me some tickets. I gotta go. I love me some Anita Baker.
Anita Baker's like a favorite artist, y'all.
Yes,
so
it is. So when I saw that drop that she's gonna be on tour, like, oh my god, oh man, I got it. Cause last time when she came, I got online as soon as I heard tickets sold out within an hour. I was
believe
like,
it.
this is crazy.
It's Anita Baker, man. I mean, it's not like it's.
And then when she came to Las Vegas, I was trying to get some tickets there. They sold out. I was like, damn, what's really going on? Y'all ain't gonna let me see my friend. But yeah, good. Yeah, work weeks are work weeks. Getting to be the holidays though. It turned cold this week, and ooh, Lord Jesus, I don't miss the cold. I like the cold, and I don't like to be out in it. So,
right.
But is what they say. It's beginning to look a lot like that time of year.
Of course.
I hope everybody got their flu shots and take their medicine. So,
yeah,
don't be sick.
Yeah.
So what books are on top today?
Well, yeah, I got 4, man. Books every black person should read at least once in their lifetime. Yeah, we'll wait till Brother Malcolm and Sister Betty and the 2 of the daughters pop up, and I'll go ahead and get into them. Because we are talking about politics most of the show today. Mm-hmm. The books that I have are politically oriented. So us, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about some political books, I should say. First one up is called Black Power, The Politics of Liberation, written by Kwame Ture, formerly known as Stokely Carmichael. It'll pop up in a second. And co-authored by Charles Hamilton. Most people that are like myself have read this book at least once in their lifetime. I've read it several times. Everybody knows who Stokely Carmichael is, unless you've been living under a rock. So, but yeah, Stokely Carmichael was really heavy in the Black Power struggle during the 60s.
Right.
And well up until his death, he didn't stop. And he died, when did Stokely Carmichael die? Was it the 90s?
I think either late night, midnight, or late night, yeah.
Somewhere along in there, yeah. But anyway, up until he passed away, he was still active in the civil rights movement. And I'm gonna call him by his name, Kwame Ture. That was his name. Wasn't Stokely Carmichael. That's what he used to be known as, but he changed his name out of respect for him. I call him Kwame Ture. And this book basically talks about how black liberation ties into politics. And it's a really good read. It's not a long read. It's about a little over 200 pages. So it's a really quick read. Second book I have is called The Price of the Ticket, Barack Obama and the Rise and Decline of Black Politics, written by Frederick Harris. I have another book by Frederick Harris. I forgot the name of it that quick. But anyway. Oh, it's called Nigger. That's what it's called. Anyway. And it talks about the use of the N-word. And this book right here basically talks about how a lot of people seem to think that the election of President Obama kind of like cut the throats of black political power. That's a double-edged sword right there. I agree with him on some points, but I disagree with him on a few. So that could be a double-edged sword. But to get where I'm coming from on this, read the book, y'all. It's a really good read. Another short read. It's about 200, maybe 300 pages long. It's not a big read. It's a good one though. It's a good one. So definitely get that one. Third book I have, it's called Black Snowflakes: How the Liberal Victimhood Narrative Ruined Black Males, by Spencer Shaw Page. And basically what this book talks about is how people in the liberal media paint black people as a victim, especially young black men, saying that we're playing the victim role whenever we say that police brutality is running rampant in the black community. It also talks about how microaggression, white privilege, white supremacy, systemic racism, redlining, and everything else that black people go through, the liberals are towing the line for that. And they keep on saying, yeah, black people are going through this, but we're not going to help them. We're going to help everybody around them. And then the trickle down effect will help them after it helps everybody else. So that's pretty much what this book is all about. It talks about that very same thing. And I've been saying that shit for the longest. But That's just how, unfortunately, the world is at the moment. So definitely get that one. It's a short read as well. Okay, the last one I have is called The Black Butterfly, The Harmful Politics of Race and Space in America by Lawrence Brown. This is basically another take on that book that you read a while back, The Color of Politics, the Color of Law. The Color of Law. Yeah. It's basically just another take on it. It's more of a black take on it. But it's a really good read, man. It really is. This one right here breaks down how redlining completely destroyed the black community and the black family. So definitely get this one. This is a must read. So that's all the books that I have. Now here comes my favorite part of the show. Bold words from a black woman. What you got, baby?
I'm gonna try to muster through. Okay, but it ties back to the big movie release on Friday. Your cheat date, Miss Angela Bassett. Everybody know Reggie O has a admiration. I'm gonna use that word for Angela Bassett, but she is so beautiful. I'm not gonna hate. She's a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful spirit. I've never met her, but I would love to meet her. And she has a quote that I would like to use today, since in honor of her and the release of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. This is her picture from the movie. This one, well, I'm not gonna tell the movie, but this is a scene from the movie, and I just thought because I kept saying, "Wow, look at her!" I'm not gonna get y'all, but you'll see it. She was powerful in this scene here. But her quote is, "Don't settle for average. Bring your best to the moment. Then, whether it fails or succeeds, at least you know you gave all you had. We need to live the best that's in us." And I think that is so profound, especially in the culture climate that we're in now for Black Americans.
Oh, man, yeah.
African Americans, however you relate, coon, nigga, however you relate to the world, whatever. I think we all just don't settle. Do your best at everything you project to do and put your mind to.
Right.
Because you're your worst enemy. So, shout out to Miss Bassett for this powerful, powerful quote, and Wakanda Forever, my people.
Yes, indeed. We definitely gotta see that movie, man. Definitely. Yeah. Okay.
So
let's see on current events.
Current events.
We got some good ones.
Same old. I'm gonna start with the usual. Quote unquote, I would want him to pay for what he did. White man video choking a black man over a bike gets charged by the DA. This happened. The district attorney in Milwaukee County has officially charged a white gentleman for choking out a 25-year-old black man who had disability challenges over a bike. Now, what I don't understand is this the man that did the choking is a 67-year-old man. I'm sorry, 62-year-old man. And he saw a group of young men out in his friend's yard. First of all, he's on the borderline of being a Karen, because it's not his yard, it's his friend's yard. And he was telling them to get away from his friend because they thought he was stealing bikes. The young man friends took out running and left him there. That's how he was captured and was getting choked out by the neighbor. The mom was frustrated, but then what I don't really understand about this story is the young man, even though he's 25, they say he has mental challenges, so he probably had the capacity of like a teenager or 11, 12-year-old.
Right.
And she said he did come to her and tell her mom there's a bunch of bikes in the yard, and so she did the right thing. She called the police and said she don't know who bikes they are, and the police came and picked them up. And I can, put them in custody until somebody, say my bike has been stolen. So on that aspect, I understand that. But then he went out with his friends again, and I guess he was trying to steal some more bikes. It's like it's a seesaw of events. But in the interim, I don't agree with this man choking this young man out.
Right.
Until he was choking him until the police pulled up. But keep your hands to yourself. I don't care how old you are. I understand you probably trying to be a good neighbor, call yourself quote unquote doing the right thing, but keep your hands to yourself.
Here's the problem I have with that story. And again, everybody knows my situation with my sister and everything, and knows her situation. This man, and I saw the video. I don't know if you saw the video or not. Did you see the video? You could tell he, the person being choked was kind of on the slow side.
There's a delay there, yeah.
Right. So, and this grown ass man, how old was he? 60 what?
62.
62. I don't care if he's
Robert
22.
Wazakowski. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put your name out there, sir.
Oh yeah, put his name out there. Put him out there. Put his ass on blast. Yeah, put him on blast, man, because that was completely
Milwaukee
unnecessary.
County. And the young black man is 25-year-old Trayvon Burks. Another Trayvon. Well, at least he didn't lose his life this time.
Exactly.
But it's just like I said. I understand he called himself trying to do the right thing, but I don't think you had to choke him out. 'Cause like I said, he had a mental capacity. Maybe I said too much. Maybe I think it was less than. I think it was like a 5 or 6 year old. Because when you look at the video, you can tell he wasn't too he didn't know any better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I'm gonna give Mr. Wazowski the benefit of the doubt. He probably just saw this big 25-year-old body, but not knowing that the mind is the average of a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And he called himself trying to do the right thing to prevent, quote unquote, another incident of a robbery or theft in the neighborhood. But in the interim, he's going to get charged because, which I don't understand, he appeared before the court, and they say he might do jail time, or he might get a fine. But it's going to be a misdemeanor. It's not going to be no more than $1,000.
So it's a slap on the wrist.
It's a slap on the wrist, right?
Wow.
So I guess she'll have to take it up with civil if she want to see any duress with her son, and so he won't feel like, if he do anything else, somebody going to choke him out.
It's messed up.
Yeah.
It's real messed up. What else you got?
Said, same old story, same old scenario, different city.
What else you got?
Let me go here. Oh, this all goes back to what we're talking about today. Okay, this is one here I want to speak on. I hope y'all can hear me because my voice. Quote unquote, you will not break my spirit. A University of Kentucky student was arrested after using racial slur and attacking black student. I'm finna break it down how I read this in my head. Excuse if I offend anybody, this is not my motive. I'm gonna read this story how I heard it in my head. A white girl, rich white girl, beat up a black girl because her family had money. She had money. She was drunk. Because the black girl was stopping her for doing something that she shouldn't do. She got mad and started calling her a nigger bitch. And then started hitting her and spitting on her. Now, this is the gist of the story. They was yeah. That's the gist of the story. The little 20-year-old girl came home, Sophia Rose, and put her name out there too. Came back to the dorm. You can clearly see she was liberated. She was drunk. And the young lady working, some dorm rooms have like a...
She was an RA, wasn't she?
Yeah, no. She was the person who works like the front desk. Like when you
okay. So,
like
okay.
And so she said, per the protocol of that position that she had, she said if anybody coming in appear to be drunk or whatever, she's supposed to call the RA.
Right.
And that's what she was doing. But in the meantime, Miss Sophia got upset with Miss Kylie. Her name is Kylie Spring. And started cussing her out, punching on her. It's a video out there. I wish you guys can go out there and look at it. Now, the reason why... Okay, and then so Miss Kylie called the RA. The RA came in to defuse the situation. They called the police. And even the police made a statement that, you can tell by the way she was reacting that she's used to getting her way and that she kept throwing around, my family has money. My family has money. I should be able to do what I want to do. This is the problem that I have. I was an RA in college.
Right.
I don't know. Different strokes, different folks. I mean, I know you're not supposed to say what you will or what you won't do, But that was unnecessary.
I agree with you on that.
I know some people say, well, she had liquor in her system. You can't really call
nah,
them when
that's
they
not
drunk.
an excuse.
They don't
that's
know
not
what
an
they're
excuse.
doing.
Bullshit. That's
but
they know
okay,
what
I understand that. But calling me out my name, nigger bitch, and then started trying to charge toward me and spitting on me.
Yeah,
no,
she would got snatched bald headed. But anyway.
No.
Well, see, here's the thing about that story right there. This ain't the first time she's done something like that. That's the thing about. She has a history of that.
She's known around campus for
exactly.
Like
she's had a
flexing her plex for
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
She has a history of doing stuff like that. So, being that's the case, being that's the case, and she has a history of doing bullshit like that. She gets arrested. Let's see how long it's going to take for Dad to come get her out of jail.
Because you know that same day, $10,000.
How did I know that? Now see that there you go, and that's the reason why she keeps doing the shit that she's doing, because they keep on bailing her ass out. There you go. This is it. That's exactly it. That's what I was getting at. There was no accountability on her part. None whatsoever. She called Daddy, I'm in jail because some nigga bitch and put charges on me, blah 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 blah, and she'll probably go to court. And she'll probably get time served and maybe do like a few hours of community service, and that'll be it, if that.
Well, I met with the students and some of the staff. They held a rally in support of her and the bigoted treatment that she experienced from Miss Sophia.
Right.
And I like her statement. This is a freshman. First of all, Miss Sophia was like they think she's a junior or a senior. They never really said
whatever her daddy paid for.
Right. But the first year student said, "You will not break my spirit." I love that.
Well, that's cool.
Like I said, I probably would have got a character, but with her, she was very calm. She was very in character. She was pretty much, quote unquote, doing what she was trained to do at that position. She said, "You will not break my spirit, and you will not hold." What she said, and you will be, and she's saying, Sophia, you will be held accountable for your actions. This is what we just saying. She's never been held before, so she gonna get it right here. What you call it? She finna get that wake up call. Yeah,
she gonna get that wake up call because daddy's money can't save you all the time. Mm-hmm. So till they're freshmen, right. I can honestly tell you, if that were another person,
if it was opposite,
man, come on, if that would have been a sister from the hood, she would have got snatched bald headed. Because the second she got knit out of her mouth, she would have been on her like stank on shit.
Immediately.
Without question. The second she got an attitude with it, she would have got her ass kicked.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to give power to the word because they feel like they hurting you in essence. But then in instance like this, that's the first thing. Can't you realize it's not the first time you using this word to me. So obviously it's a part of your dialect, a part of your repertoire. In your words that you use,
it's a part of it's a part of her vocabulary. Because like I said,
keep your hands to yourself. Don't hit me. Don't.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that 100%. That's what got her beat down in the first damn place in a lot of people's eyes.
Absolutely. So here's another story. This is kind of precious too. Kind of scary, but precious as well. Quote unquote, didn't want to die. A barefoot 9-year-old escapes kidnapping with baby brother. A 9-year-old Las Vegas girl is being applauded for her bravery after she got away from a man who carjacked her mom's car. The mom stopped at a 7-Eleven at 8 p.m. and she left the kids in the car, the 9-year-old and the 11-month-old little brother. And she wasn't that far. The man walked up to her and asked her a question. She was like, try to brush him off, whatever. And the mom, she got the car. She locked the door. That's the main part. I want to make sure. She locked the door when she got the car.
Right.
But by her having, I guess, the key fob on her, when she was by her car and the man was trying to pull on the handle, they thought she was close enough, so it unlocked the door. And that's how he got in the car and took off. And the 9-year-old was brave enough and smart enough to tell the young man, this has nothing to do with me, let me go. And so he slowed down and let her out. He wouldn't let her get her shoes, but she was able to get her little brother and his little binky. I'm pretty sure that's his toy of his blanket. And she ran all the way back to the 7-Eleven that she remembered. And she said she remembered that 7-Eleven because it's not too far from her father's house.
Wow.
I don't know, as a parent, it's just...
That's a scary thought.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with me even not being a biological parent, that's still scary as hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like people just wait for you to just make that one mistake and they harp on it. It's like, so this young man, his name was Mario Anthony Estrada. He's 38 years old. He's facing child abuse, kidnapping, and grand larceny charges, among other charges. So,
wow.
Real.
That's what his bitch ass get.
He took off in the car after the police caught up to him, and he ended up hitting another car and had a collision. So I don't know. People, like I said, I know times are hard. People are thirsty. People are hurting, and maybe he just need to ride somewhere, or maybe he was gonna sell it for parts. I don't know, but you gotta start thinking. I'm not gonna let the mom off either. I know she went too far, but sometimes you just gotta think. Sometimes,
well,
and then again, this Anthony, he needs to just leave somebody else's property alone.
Well, let me say this real quick about this story. I didn't, when I first read this story and first saw the footage of the story, I didn't agree with the mother leaving the children in the car alone. Right. I mean, granted, she wasn't that far. That's not the point.
And locked the door. Yeah, she locked the door, but she still. Yeah.
That's not the point, man. You shouldn't leave a child, especially a 9-year-old, alone.
11-month-old.
And an 11th-month-old, that's even worse.
Right.
Come on, I understand you're probably just going maybe 2 or 3 feet, but still, come on, man. Those are your children. They can't fend for themselves. Anything can happen, as you can clearly see.
But I've heard a lot of women and men say they did that because I was gonna be right back, but see what happened within that quick second.
It's all it takes.
Your kids got
that's
carjacked.
All it takes.
It takes a sec, the blink of an eye. The blink of an eye. So shout out to this young girl. Give her shout out, her kudos. For being strong enough and capable enough and mindful to know what to do, how to handle the situation. You know, like I said, Mr. Mario, he needs to keep his hands to himself, but at least he didn't try to do nothing to the children or hurt in any kind of way.
Right.
Here's another feel-good story I like about our young people. A 12-year-old boy uses his allowance to buy new sneakers for friend being bullied for old shoes.
Yeah, man.
And the statement that he made that really impressed me, he said, "You don't have to pay me back."
Oh, that's what's up.
That's gonna change when you get older. But I'm just saying. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I think that was very profound. Like, you know, a lot of us have, like we've even mentioned on the show before, a lot of these kids these days, it's all about me, myself, and I. And for him to be so selfless and to give these shoes, brand new shoes, he saved his money, his allowance, to give his friends some shoes so he wouldn't be bullied. But the other part of the story that got me is like his dad, the guy that Mello, he's the friend, and his friend that he needs to get the shoes for named Melvin Anderson. Melvin Anderson dad, I seemed like he came out to be like a little embarrassed because he didn't know his son was getting bullied. Plus he didn't want to make it seem like it was a handout. But then again, he flipped it and said, you know what, I'm gonna reverse that because he didn't have to do that for my child. I mean, because it takes a lot for another child to recognize that another child is being bullied. Now, the young man, Mello, he was getting bullied at his old school because he's 12 years old, but he looked like he's about 4 or 5. He's short, you know. And so he said he recognized what bullying is, and he didn't want his friend to be bullied. So, but then Melvin said that he was going to try to do everything he can to pay him back, and he said, like I told you, you don't have to pay me back. That's just a gift from me to you. I think that was so good.
You know what? That shows a lot about the young man's character.
His
really
mom
does.
was very like, that's how he is. She was just so touched by it. I said, that means she's doing some good raising.
That means,
very good
that's
parenting.
exactly it. That's some really good parenting right there. So, you know, pat yourself on the back, my sister.
Absolutely.
Because that right there, that just shows he has a selfless heart, and that right there, that action right there shows you what kind of a man he's going to be when he grows up.
Absolutely.
I'm just being real.
Absolutely. He's not going to be thinking about himself. He's going to be thinking about others.
Exactly.
So that is good. Kudos to this young man, especially taking his allowance.
He took his allowance, some money he earned.
And he even told his mom, he said, if I can't use my allowance or make any money doing chores around the house, if you were going to give me something for Christmas, just don't give it to me. I want to give it to Mel. I'm like, wow.
Damn.
That is really.
I told you, that goes to show you, man. That's
me, my, I.
Well, see, that goes to show you, man, that right there is a friend.
Right.
That's a friend, man, to the end. Mm-hmm. That's somebody you don't lose contact with ever.
Nothing like it.
I'm sorry, man. That's just it. That's just it. I mean,
kid, like I said, friends like that don't come across often.
Sure don't, man. That's just being honest with you, man. I mean, just
And
like
for him
that.
to be so young to recognize that, that's what impressed me.
Oh yeah,
So
exactly.
young to
With him
recognize
being so
that.
young in this generation to be so selfless, you know, that right there is that speaks volumes.
Absolutely. Now here's a story that I've been talking about. I've spoke about this man. I always said something was wrong with him, and this story right here pretty much proved it.
What's up?
A little side note. I try to look at The View every day if I can.
Yeah.
Or either go back and look at it on YouTube. So this past week, Whoopi Goldberg and Sonny Hoskins are co-hosts on The View.
Yeah.
And they called out Clarence Thomas for not knowing what the quote-unquote word diversity means.
Damn.
Yeah. And even though he benefited from it many, many years ago on his road to become a Supreme Court justice, he even spoke about it in one of his letters to, you know, they always got to make these dissertations and things like that. And he spoke about how if it wasn't for diversity, he don't know where he would be. See, and I don't like calling people out their name, but I call a spade a spade. This man is a coon.
Oh,
I
come
don't know
on.
if he done got in this position and he done got so relaxed in it, or maybe he done forgot from henceforth where he came. But if you don't know what diversity means, or maybe he was just having a lack of joke, he is older, maybe he's going through an early stage of dementia. I'm not trying to make excuse for this man, but everybody and their mother know what diversity means.
Here's the deal. Clarence Thomas. Yeah.
The reason why this came up because, you know, they was in session, if they want to call it, and it's this new law where they're trying to stop the major colleges from like putting that question on the application, what your ethnicity is, like black, white, whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of colleges do look at that, and you check black, they probably don't even look at your application, they put in the trash or your address or where you from and things like that. And so that's a part of it that they're trying to stop and try to stop diversity. But for this man to sit up here and like, he was asking them, well, can you explain to me what you mean by diversity and how you came? I'm like, what? Huh?
Well,
Yeah.
well, we're talking about Clarence Thomas, and we already know, and you hit the nail on the head when you said Clarence Thomas is a coon. You're absolutely correct. He really is a coon. He's been a coon for a very long time.
But I wish he would have let us know when he decided to come a coon.
Oh, he's been a
Like
coon.
I said,
He's been a coon. This ain't
but
nothing
you wasn't
new.
a coon to try to strive through that road to get a Supreme Court, so were you just faking
Oh
and
yes, he
shaking?
was. He was a coon then. He was a coon then. See, and his cooning came out right after he got that seat, because everything that came across his desk that had something to do with black people, he rejected.
But I agree with Sonny Hoskins. It's like he's done not a 360, but a 180. It's like you admit that it was because of diversity that you got so far along in your career because of it. And now you're in a high seat that you can pretty much manifest what diversity can and cannot do. And now you're trying to like, you don't even know what the meaning of the word is. Sick.
Let me say this real quick about that whole thing that he didn't know what diversity meant. Now, a lot of universities, what they will do, especially if they're predominantly white institutions, and a lot of people call those PWIs, which means predominantly white institutions. A lot of those PWIs, what they'll do is, if you put black or any other race other than white, non-Hispanic white, what they'll do is they'll take a certain amount of each one. University of Oklahoma did this too. I'm one of the lucky ones. They only take a select few of what they call minorities inside the university.
What they say, meeting a quota.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Because what happens in turn is that they get government set asides from taking in certain amounts of minorities. You know, so that's why they do it. So that way they can vet whoever they want to put in here, and they can make their quota. And once they make their quota, they get that set aside money to keep the university going. And that's how they operate. So yeah, I would agree with that. If they pass that would be a good thing, because a whole lot of black students would be going to different colleges. I would suggest that a black student go to a HBCU. I missed out on that myself.
Absolutely. I mean, not to say these other schools, like, okay, for instance, this case was presented because there are some Asian Americans that was trying to get into Harvard, and they felt like Harvard is a private Ivy League university created different standards for the admission process for Asian Americans because of their academic credentials, because everybody think, Asian Americans are so smart, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And so they felt like that Harvard made it much harder for them to get into the school because of their ethnicity.
Well.
But this is the line right here that got me from Clarence Thomas. In the end, after hearing this argument, he said, well, I guess I don't put much stock in that because I've heard similar arguments in favor of segregation too. So now he trying like he don't know what segregation is.
Oh Lord.
I often wonder, I've said this about regular positions, high-end positions, president positions, whoever. How do these people, do they just fake enough to get in these positions, and then when they get in these positions, the true them come out?
You have answered your own question.
Yeah, it seems like it, because this is going on a lot here lately.
You answered your own question. Think about this.
No disrespect, let me cut you off. No disrespect, but my heart is still a little touched about Miss Kamala. I don't hear nothing. She's just quiet. I don't hear nothing she's doing. I don't hear her fight for no crowd. Even with Michelle, people had a problem with Michelle Obama, but Michelle Obama was out and about. She was fighting for everything, especially for the children. I don't hear, and she was a first lady. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear our vice president doing anything. I mean, even though I didn't really hear a lot about Pence, but in my case, when it comes to Kamala, she stomped like she was going to do a lot, especially for quote unquote black women. But I haven't heard her do nothing. It's like she just quiet sitting up on that perch and eating her little bonbons. That's how I'm taking it. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please call me on it. But I don't see nothing she's done since she's been in office for nobody, and especially black women.
And you won't.
Yeah.
And you won't. I'm just being honest with you. I told people a long time ago, Kamala Harris is not who she says she is. Mm-hmm. And people are just not starting to listen. I tried to tell everybody that she's not who she says she is.
But if you just want these positions to get up in there, well, tell the truth to get up in there. Don't shade nobody and tell somebody what you think they want to hear. And then when you get in these positions, you do a whole 360. You be like, nope, that's not what no, that's not me. That's sad. I mean, you went in there on the false pretenses.
Yeah, they faked it. I mean, like you said, they were wolves in sheep's clothing.
Exactly.
Basically.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is a story that's kind of touching because I've heard other famous people, quote unquote Serena Williams, talking about this, how systemic racism could be deadly for black mothers. Okay. There's a disparity going around that black women face unknown, prolonged mental, maternal health issues, right, compared to other races, especially during pregnancy, and they, die at a faster rate than other races do. And the reason why I brought up Serena Williams, because she was saying that too, because she had a issue with, I think it's pulmonary, I forget the name of what she was having, but she felt the same symptoms that she had before. And after she had her baby, she kept telling them, I'm having these same symptoms that I had before. I think I'm going through that same situation. Like, no, you just probably have anxiety after having your baby. And then kind of find out, she kept insisting, no, I need you guys to give me a test to check and see if I'm going through this again.
W.T.S.
Right. And they finally gave her the test, and she was going through that same symptom that she was going through before that almost took her life. So if she wasn't persistent enough to tell them, no, give me this test to check and make sure that I'm not going through this, she probably would have died after having her baby. That's sad. You have to fight for medical attention, even though you should know your body. Like, it's one of the stories that I read. This lady, she was pregnant, and she just simply went there and said, she was having a hard time. Can a doctor kind of, release her workload a little bit so she had to keep picking up heavy things and stuff like that? The nurse just told her, you just don't want to work. Girl, what? Some people can carry a baby without a problem. They can work until the baby come out, get back, have the baby, and go back to work. Some people need that extended stay at home and need that bed rest to make sure the baby is healthy and things like that. And so since this nurse gave this woman a hard time, her baby was born with mental delay issues. And now they have to pay him and his family until the rest of his life. Just a little simple thing of having empathy for a woman while she's going through a natural process. Don't bring your situation. She told me, I had 3 kids and I work. Okay, that's you and your kids. This is me and my body and my baby. I just hate when people assume. I was just having this conversation earlier. Don't assume nothing. You don't know. Everybody's situation is different. If somebody say they're going through something, I know there's some of us who put on. We make it bigger than what it should be. But it's just some people, even if they said, just take it out their misery and just go through the motions and show them, okay, you think you're doing this, but it's like you're fine. Just don't dismiss them like they nothing. I don't like that.
I tell people all the time, man, what worked for me might not work for you.
Right.
That's just the way it is. What worked for me ain't going to work for you. Just because you were okay during this, that, and the third doesn't mean that I'm going to be okay doing this, that, and the third. So, and that is a scary thought. That's a very scary thought. And again, you raise up a really good point. You raise a really, really, really good point. You said that you know your body better than anybody.
Absolutely.
And you're absolutely correct.
Absolutely.
It's just like when you have a vehicle. You know every sound your vehicle makes.
Right.
Okay, because you're in it every day. So you know it. If something is not right about your car, you know exactly what's wrong with it.
Right.
Before you even take it to the mechanic, because you know what the hell is wrong with it. You know?
Of course.
And it's the same deal with your body.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same deal with your body. If you're not feeling right or whatever, you pretty much know. And it's not you faking it. Well, some people do fake it, to get attention.
Some people do put on or get
to get attention. But for the most part, if somebody is serious about, wait a minute, man, something ain't right about me right now. Something is wrong.
And then you carrying another human being in your body.
Exactly.
Oh my
exactly.
God.
So, you gotta be leery of that, man. So some doctors just don't want to listen.
Nurses
too.
Yeah.
I mean, I give you a prime example. I'm gonna put my mother out there, for instance. September the 15th, 1971. My mother's having labor pains. She goes to the doctor. Doctor said, the doctor didn't say it, the nurse said it. The nurse said, she ain't ready yet. Send her home. Gave mom a whole bunch of apple juice. To this very day, my mother can't stand apple juice. 2 days later, mom was having labor pains again. Nurse said, nah, she's fine. She'll be all right. Send her back home. Okay, September 21st, 12 o'clock in the morning. She goes to the hospital. This time her doctor is in. The doctor said, okay, this lady's going into labor. She was going into labor a few days ago. How come she's just not coming back?
Wow.
The nurse sent her back home. At 1:59 in the a.m., here I come.
Wow.
So I should have been born September the 13th as opposed to September the 21st. No, September the 14th, I'm sorry. A week earlier. But because the nurse didn't want to listen to no damn body, I was a week late.
I don't know. It just, they try to blame it on different factors like insurance coverage, economic status. It don't matter. I don't care what it is. Still be empathy toward black women in general.
If you're not feeling well, you're not feeling well. Right. I don't give a damn what your financial status is, what your insurance status is. If you're not feeling well, and actually it's illegal for a doctor to deny you any kind of help. Insurance or not, they're not supposed to turn you away. But then again, I've seen doctors turn people away because they didn't have they didn't have insurance. That's against the law.
And it's just sad to see that so many black mothers are dying during childbirth or right after childbirth because of circumstances like that. That's crazy. That's just ridiculous.
Yep.
So hopefully this will be turned around. They can get together and know, hey, insurance coverage, financial status, regardless, medical attention is given to everybody, no matter what. So let's keep that on. Lift it up that it can be passed soon for black mothers.
Yep.
Okay, this go ahead and get started with the show because this next story kind of ties into the show.
Okay. Go ahead.
Of course, you guys know that today's topic of the show is...
What are we voting for?
What are we voting for? Yes. And on several occasions on the show, let me go get my little spiel out because I'm just so hurt behind this. I have a sweet girl crush on Stacey Abrams. And I've spoke about Stacey Abrams. Only thing, I mean, like I said, there are some things I've shaken a tail feather at. Like when she said that if you pay police officers more money, they'll do their job more better. Perhaps. I don't know, but I don't think so. Because there are some officers who are making close to six figures and they still choking people out. You know what I'm saying? But to see this woman get out here and stomp these streets for damn near 8 years straight, and she's lost again. I'm devastated. I'm hurt. I don't know what, like I said earlier in the show, what do we want? Are we looking at this? I mean, I understand that supposedly Georgia is a
Bible Belt. It's part of the Bible Belt, yeah.
Right. And sometimes it's the good old boys and they're not ready for women or black people. They might let one or two slide in, but she's a black woman, so there's 2 knocks against her anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I just look at it like this. If you surely have the credentials, you have shown that it works, things that you've produced to come to the forefront, that it works to get this state going ahead, not backwards, I'm running with you. But there are some people, and I know they said a majority of the white people, even though they were Democrat, they did not vote for her. It was quite a few black people too, and I think that's the part right there that's devastating me, that they would look at her and think she's not ready yet because she's a black woman. I don't know how she felt. I heard her concede, to Kemp again, who is a straight up racist.
No doubt.
He and Donald Trump are cut from the same cloth.
No doubt.
But if they are okay with having him over their state, what can you do? But I just feel so sorry for this sister right here. Cause I often wonder what is her mindset. It's like, I'm out here stomping these streets in the hills, my feet hurt, and they still just look at me at a certain way and won't give it to me on what it should be. Like the political aspect, this woman is highly educated in the political realm, but they looking at it as another set of eyes. That's not fair to her, and that's why I'm taking offense to it.
Well, let me say this about the whole Stacey Abrams thing. Mm-hmm. At first, they were trying to blame black men for Stacey Abrams not winning the election as governor. But the reason why Stacey Abrams didn't win, and you ain't gonna want to hear this, is because of Stacey Abrams. Let me explain that.
Okay.
Stacey Abrams stomped for the Democrats to turn that state blue for the very first time.
Blue. And the first time ever.
For the very first time in the state's history.
Right.
Okay. Now, here's the thing about that. She was doing what she was told by her white Democratic paymasters. Okay? I've said this before and I continue to say that she was doing what she was told.
That, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, here's the thing about this right here. The reason why she didn't win over a lot of black people when it came down to the political realm is because when it comes down to getting something tangible for black people, she said no to it. Just like Senator Warnock. There's the reason why he's in the situation he's in with Herschel Walker. Okay? So the reason why she didn't win is because of her. That's part of the reason. That's number one. Number two, another reason why she didn't win is because of this right here. When white supremacy gets finished using you as a tool, it breaks the tools. It wasn't because black people didn't vote for her. It's because the white liberals didn't vote for her. Even so they could get whatever they needed out of the situation. They threw her under the bus and said, nah, we're not going to vote for you. Bye.
And so you don't think it's because of voter turnout?
It's not because of voter turnout. No. It's because she was looking for their white liberal vote and they didn't get it. They didn't give it to her. That's the main reason why. She was looking for their white liberal voting base and she didn't get it. Now black people, they came out and voted for her.
Some. Not a lot. Because I remember I saw a special on her, and she just had a room full of black men because she felt like her poll numbers among black men were very low. Because some of them, they did stand up. These were some of the older gentlemen, like over 60. They were saying they just didn't know how to feel to have a black woman in that position. And she just kept trying to reassure them, you have to think another way. This is a different time. Things are changing.
Right.
Because I'm a woman don't mean I can't get the job done.
Right.
But so now you saying it's the white okay.
Yeah,
I never heard that aspect.
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
The woke black crowd, no, they're not going to vote for her because of the fact that, we're looking for reparations. We're looking for something tangible. If you don't give us anything tangible, guess what? You ain't getting our vote.
Well, they did say a majority of the Georgians who voted for her were Democrats, and they were of color, young, and unmarried.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm thinking that's what, college students.
Give or take. Yeah. People in our age and people in the Generation X dynamic now, most of them didn't, because we're looking to, wait a minute now, come on now. Give us something to sweeten the pot a little bit.
They didn't like Kemp. They didn't like her, so I guess a lot of them just stayed home.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So, if she would have said, okay, I will stomp the ground to get reparations for black people, shit, it would have came out in truckloads. It would have came out in trucks to vote for her.
Yeah. But in essence, though, even though she, in a roundabout way, she was saying that, but maybe she just felt like she couldn't completely say that like Kamala did, because she's seen how other black politicians who tried to get those kind of laws and documents on the books and never succeeded. And so maybe she was just saying the bare minimum to get in office, and then when she get in office, boom, she was gonna start knocking them out the park.
Right.
Possibly. The way, like I said, the way she stomped, the way she turned Georgia blue, I just don't think that she wasn't gonna do nothing that would benefit the black culture as a whole. I just don't feel that.
Right. Okay.
I just don't. I mean, like, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, you have to answer to the masses, because I think that's what's going on with our boy Kanye. But I don't know. I just feel like I still think a lot of people have that old adage that they're just not ready to have a woman in office.
Yeah.
Per se.
No, yeah. I agree with that to a certain extent.
Kamala's in there, but she's at a threshold. She can only do so much. That's probably why she just sitting back not doing nothing, because they probably done. And even when Obama was in office, I remember seeing he was doing a town hall, and he was saying, like, he kept trying to push different things for the black agenda, but Congress would shut him down. So if you trying to do that, and you have somebody that's over there shutting you down, what do? Your hands are tied. So I don't know. I just feel so sorry. Like I said, this is the second year. I hope she don't get discouraged. And just like, I know this don't have no business, like I'll set up the story. Just like here locally, Beto and Ironside. Beto don't went up and went against Ironside. He lost as well. Yeah. He lost his way. Why people keep I'm sorry, I'm being disrespectful. Why people keep Abbott in office? He's not doing anything. Nothing. But they keep him in office. Why? I don't get it. So I guess people get this old adage in their head that if it's not broke, don't fix it, or how you say that old adage?
You said it right.
I don't know. And when somebody come with a fresh take on something, they try to be judgmental and look at it from a different perspective instead of looking at it for what it is. And like you mentioned before, this whole situation with Warnock and Herschel Walker, that is laughable. That is laughable. It's not funny no more.
Here's the deal. Again, it's the same deal with Stacey Abrams. It's the same deal. It's the same situation.
Except for Kemp is Herschel and Warnock is Stacey.
There you go. Pretty much. I mean, the thing of it is, see, Herschel is appealing to racist white people. They like dumb niggas like him. Plain, I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. Dumb niggas like him, they love it.
When he speak, he don't even sound smart. I mean, I know, like, sometimes, people might listen to my voice and be like, oh, she's so country. I don't care. But I have a little brain, and I thank God for my little brain. I'm not judging this man on the way he look, the way he sound, but his delivery. I won't say it like that. His delivery doesn't sound smart. He don't sound like he know what he talking about, like he's just reading off a piece of paper.
That's exactly what he's doing. See, and like I said, those are the kind of black people that powerful white people like. They like those kind of people because they could manipulate them a whole lot easier.
And what does that get you in the end? People manipulating you, what do you get?
Nothing.
And you satisfied?
You get
with
a pat on the head from the white supremacists. That's all you get.
Oh, now you're a dog.
Pretty much. That's how they look at it.
That's how you pat dogs on the head.
That's how they look at it.
Good boy, good boy.
That's how they look at it. That's exactly how they look at it. They don't care. They don't care. That's exactly how they look at it. And as far as Senator Warnock is concerned, now the brother's intelligent. I give credit where credit is due. Senator Warnock is intelligent, but he's a Democratic tool himself. And so with him being a Democratic tool, he's not as easy to control as Herschel Walker is. I mean, he's easy to control by the Democrats, but by racist white people, he's not that easy to control. Herschel Walker is. This is the same person that said that Donald Trump ain't a racist. Right. We know that's a lie.
Donald Trump called himself a racist.
Hell yeah.
He just don't use the word racist.
Not exactly.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle and his monologue.
Oh man, yeah, I love that.
If y'all haven't checked it out, check out his monologue.
Check this out. He spoke some truth. He spoke some truth.
Because Donald Trump pretty much showed you, yep, this is what
this is what it is.
This is what it is. He just didn't use the word racist, but you get the gist of it.
I mean, Louis Farrakhan said it best, man. He said, "With Donald Trump, what you see is what you get."
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. Show me who you are up front and let me decide, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give my vote. I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Coming here pulling my leg and putting blinders on, that's fakeness to me. Anybody got time for that?
I agree with you on that 100%.
But like I said about Herschel, I'm not like I said, this man probably has thumped many of political books. He probably been around political people. He probably could get in there and do more than Warnock probably ever could. It's just right now at this stage of the game, his delivery is laughable. And I can't believe that I sat up half the night looking at the political race. He will lead, Warnock will lead. He will lead, more Warnock will lead. And now it's come to the point that it's going to have a runoff. Now that's crazy.
Now, me and you were talking earlier, and I posed a question, and my question was this: how lame do you have to be to get into a runoff election with somebody like Herschel Walker that can't even spell election?
And so I don't even think it's lame. I think it's that people are the same mindset who voted for Trump, who was a businessman, who had filed bankruptcy for
7 times,
umpteen different companies.
7 times.
They wanted this man to be the leader of one of the most powerful countries in the world. And y'all think this man couldn't even keep his businesses afloat? And y'all want him to be our leader? And that's what I'm thinking about this situation right here. Warnock has stomped. He's been in the political game, I know, for over 10 years. Mm-hmm. But y'all finna let an ex-Heisman Trophy winner, football player, do what for Georgia? What he gonna do?
Well, think about this for a second. Look what California did with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Think about that for a second.
And I still think he got... I think he's a puppet too.
He was a puppet. Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't even can't even speak English that well.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
And he won. He was the governor of California.
I think it's all because of your, like I kept saying.
It's all because of his notoriety.
Well, I kept saying, like, I don't know if there's a real word. Your celebrityism.
It is now. You can use it in a sentence. It's a real word.
I think it's because of that. They just look at his name factor. He was this massive movie star, this world-renowned bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And they just did on the strength of that, not knowing his actual political views.
Oh, he's a Republican.
If he had any political views, did he have any political?
He was real conservative.
Understanding, but they just did on the strength of that. But he's been in there for a minute though.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, he ain't there now.
Well, he was. He was
there for a while, yeah. But he didn't do shit for the state of California as a whole, because he had no clue as to what he was doing. Once he won that and stuff like that, he was the one thing I didn't like about Arnold Schwarzenegger is that Tookie Williams was executed under his reign. All they had to do was stop it, but he didn't want to stop it. He could have stopped the execution, but he didn't stop it.
Wow.
And that's what got me about Arnold
Tookie
Schwarzenegger.
was the big drug dealer or something?
One of the founders of the Crips.
Oh, the Crips, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Who turned his life completely around, started writing children's books on how not to get involved in gangs.
Oh, wow.
Now, here is this man that started one of the most notorious street gangs in LA. And he's writing books about telling people, hey, don't do this. Don't do what I did.
Right.
This is what you don't do. Don't be like me. Be better.
No, was it too late, or he just didn't even?
Oh no, he had been doing it for before Arnold Schwarzenegger even became governor. He was doing that.
Oh, okay.
He was doing that for decades,
so he
man.
put in the work to show that he did change his mindset.
Exactly, he completely changed around,
and
man.
Even take into account,
even though he was an OG. I mean, come on, man. He had completely changed completely around. Wow. He had several interviews. I think some of them on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Might want to check them out. But anyway, he did several interviews, man, saying, "Hey, that was then. I done a complete 360. I mean, if I get out, gangbanging is something I wouldn't do."
Right.
But
So to go back to the show's topic, what are we voting for? The situation with Stacey Abrams and Warnock. I asked Georgians and other states like Texas, what are we voting for? What are we? I know we as black people are voting because we do want to change. First and foremost, we're voting because our ancestors bled, walked, stomped, dogs put on them, water bombs thrown at them for our right to vote, first and foremost. But now, what are we voting for now? Cause it seems like I don't see a change. I don't see no.
I have been told when I first started voting, at the age of 18. Mm-hmm. It's 18 to vote, 21 to vote.
We can do it at 18.
Okay, at the age of 18, when I first filled out my voter's registration card, I was down home. As a matter of fact, I was in Tom, Oklahoma.
Let me make sure I said that right. Yeah, I think it's 18 now.
It's 18, 21.
Let me make sure.
Yeah, look it up real quick.
I'm having a brain freeze. Yeah, 18.
Okay, minimum. Okay, so okay, that's what I
26th
thought.
Amendment, 18,
okay.
right to vote, age 18.
And my aunt, God bless her dead, told me to register as a Democrat. I mean, first thing out of my mouth, me being me, is why?
I was just gonna say, so you didn't do your own investigation of the different parties before you voted?
No. I did. That's the reason why I was asking.
Oh, that's why
why
you asking her why?
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
Why should I do that? I mean, I shouldn't vote Democrat just because somebody's a Democrat. Because if this Democrat ain't talking about something I want to hear, I don't want to vote for them. And her response was complete silence. I mean, because I do have a brain. I mean, I'm not going to sit up here and vote just because somebody told me to vote. I'm not going to vote for somebody just because somebody says, "Oh, you got to vote for this guy." And I'm not going to vote just for the sake of voting. That's the dumbest thing in the world anybody could do. I will continue to say that, but it's the truth. It's stupid.
Well, for a long time, black people were Republicans, first of all. And then
in the beginning, yeah.
Then they flipped the switch to Democratic, and then they said that the Democrats are more viable for people of color. I'm not just going to say it, but I'm just saying people of color. They're more justifiable for, Democratic Party is more justifiable for people of color. But, well, I must admit, let me interject this. While we was at the concert last night, they did say that
the Democrats own the Senate.
The Democrat has got the Senate again. So hopefully that's a win for the Democratic again. People felt like they didn't do nothing for the last couple of years, so we will see.
And the reason why the Democrats are running scared now is because of the fact that you got more and more people that are like me. They are waking up.
Right.
They are waking up and saying, you know what, why are we voting just because you told us to vote?
Right.
That's the dumbest thing in the world. And then what they tried to do, they tried to shame you into voting and said, because your ancestors died for your right to vote. I get that, but my ancestors also don't want me to be stupid with my vote. You know what I mean? So, cause I can see right now, my grandmother and my grandfather looking at me and said, "Boy, you voting for what? What you gonna get out of it? Oh, you ain't getting shit out of it, and you voting anyway? That's stupid, boy."
But is that a good mindset to have?
Well, the thing.
So you think your one vote don't count?
I never said it didn't count.
I'm just asking in general.
Oh no, I never said it didn't count. I'm not saying my vote don't count. I'm just saying don't vote blindly. Don't vote just because somebody's a Democrat. That's stupid. Because that Democrat could be just as racist as the Republican is, if not more so.
Like in this case, so Democrats really, they was pushing hard all night just to get some of the new people in office. So if they agenda is nothing that you agree with at all, would you not vote at all?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Okay.
That's exactly it. I mean, I didn't vote. I mean, shit. I mean, that's the reason why I didn't vote. Nobody is saying anything that I want to hear. You're not going to sit up here and tell me that black people's biggest issue is abortion laws.
Well, that's what's going on now, abortion laws and racial equity.
No. Racial equity is not even in the mix.
Well, they think
because
everything with George Floyd and things.
This is the deal. This is what's going on right now. According to the Democrats, you can look this up for yourself because I did. The biggest thing that the Democrats are pushing right now are abortion laws, illegal immigrant rights, and something else that didn't have anything to do with black people.
Well, no, racial equity just don't have to be. It could be with anybody.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
When I say racial equity, everybody and anybody is trying to come over here. Let's just start there.
That's what
I'm saying about racial equity, because
that's the immigrant laws.
They want all of us to be on equal foot, but we can't be on equal foot. You can't treat an Asian American that's coming here the same way as a black person who's been here forever. You can't treat a Mexican American
that can't even speak English,
who's coming through all that grudge and water through the border. You can't give them the same assessments that you give a black person who's been here. But when those different racial equities get here, they get way more.
Exactly my point.
That's what I mean by
that's my point, equity. And that's my hope. And see, you just proved my point right there without even realizing it. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That goes along the lines of those of the immigrant laws, because right now in certain states, illegal immigrants, undocumented immigrants, can vote.
Yeah. And they can go get loans and housing and whatever they want.
Black people been here. Foundation Black America's been here for over 500 years. No, actually, in some cases longer than that. And we can't even get a loan to go get a moon pie out the damn store.
That's what I'm saying. So I think that's what supposedly a lot of Democrats were saying. They're not saying.
What they'll do is this right here.
Try to make it equal across the board.
Well, no. To make it equal across the board is to give black people reparations. That's the only way.
I don't think they're going to do that.
And that's not going. I know it's not going to happen, because like if that was to happen, if black people were to get reparations tonight, let's just say hypothetically speaking, if black people were to get reparations tonight, that would put us on an even playing field with white people. They don't want that.
And I bet you in 4.5 seconds, some other ethnicity is going to come along and say it's not fair. And to keep down the bias, the race wars, and things like that, they're going to give that other ethnicity reparations.
For what? They didn't build anything over here.
To keep down the disparity.
Well, that's stupid.
To keep down the burning down of the cities, to keep down the marching, to keep down the bombings. Because they feel like whatever they give y'all, they gotta give others. They just can't give it to y'all by themselves.
No. Okay, so the Asians got a law in the books that it's a federal crime to do anything derogatory against an Asian.
Say tight eyes, cheat. You can't go.
You can't do anything to if you brush up against an Asian slightly by accident. That could be considered a racial law. Yep. So they got a law. They got things on the books. They get money. Black people ain't complaining about that. We just want ours. Plain and simple.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle again. We've been fighting this, and when people be talking about, well, we want this, we've been doing that forever.
Yeah, we've been asking for that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like they trying to get that narrative out that keep it equal, but it can never be equal, because I tell you, once they do give it to you, they gonna somehow have to flip the switch and say, well, to keep down the confusion and all the rigmarole, we gonna give them a little too. So it will never be fully only for black Americans.
Well, see, and I call bullshit on that. And the reason why I just use the Asians as a prime example. They got a law as one of my favorite comedians, Eddie Griffin, said, they got to leave Asians the fuck alone law.
Right.
Okay. And his question was, I'm going to change it up a little bit because I don't like how he said it. And his question was, where's the leave a black person the fuck alone law?
And you just said it's been here over 500 years? And they still ain't decided to come up with
They signed that law overnight, damn near, for the Asians. Damn near overnight. A couple of Asians got their asses kicked.
I was thinking a couple people got hit in the head.
Yeah, they got their asses kicked. Okay, a couple of Asians got their asses kicked. They signed the law overnight.
full, not
overnight.
partial,
Wasn't no committees formed. Wasn't no meetings held.
You gotta go be on this person's desk for 60 days.
Nah. It was signed into law immediately.
Yeah.
Black people have been asking for a law like that since day one. Since the day our chains were supposedly taken off.
Right.
Have we gotten that law?
So what are you saying? So what are we voting for?
Exactly. What are we voting for?
So if there's nothing on the books that we can see that would benefit, you're not telling people not to vote on it?
No, I would never tell nobody not to vote.
Yeah.
I would say be strategic with your vote.
Be mindful.
Asians are.
Oh yeah. Well, some of them think they identify,
A lot of them identify as white. I agree with you on that. Hell, Hispanics are. Even a lot of them identify as white.
And they go Republican full throttle.
And that's the funny part about that, though. They're giving all these immigrants the right to vote, and 75 to 80% of them vote Republican.
Yeah.
So you shoot yourself in the foot. And the reason why they're doing that and the reason why they gave them the right to vote, because they thought that if they gave them the right to vote, they wouldn't have to rely on the black vote in order to get into office.
Right.
They've been trying to supplant the black vote since day one because they know that black people are starting to wake up now.
I saw this article where this man, he was reaching out to black people, and he was saying, black people, let's not stay at home on Tuesday, the midterm elections. He said if our ancestors didn't even have cars,
that's a shaming tactic.
Buses,
that's a shaming tactic.
They walked to the polls.
That's a shaming tactic I'm talking about.
And here we are, got Uber, Lyft, borrow a ride, whatever to get there. We still don't go. What's the problem?
Well, see, that's just it. Black people are tired of voting for somebody, and they ain't doing shit for us. That's the problem. I keep saying it, and I keep on saying it, and that is the problem right there. They keep on saying, okay, black people, get out here and vote. Just like with Stacey Abrams, I'm gonna bring her back up. Whenever Georgia went blue, those white Democrats said, okay, Stacey, get your ass out there and get them niggas to the poll. She said, yes, a boss, and did just that. She got them niggas to the poll.
Okay. And then the internet, like, they bit her in the ass because they didn't come out for it.
They did not come out for her. Well, thank you, Stacey. Nice knowing you. Again, like I said, when white supremacy gets finished with their tools, they break them. And that's exactly what happened to her. That's why she didn't get voted in. It didn't have anything to do with black people not showing up, because if she would have said, okay, y'all, check this out. Y'all vote for me, I'll make sure we get some form of reparations in this state.
Well, let me ask you this. Have we come to a point in the black culture, even though we have all these people stomping and grinding for us as black Democrats, black Republican, black conservative, independent, whatever, however you identify. And if it's something that we just don't agree with, we just be like, there's nothing out there that I can relate to. What do? Do we just be like, I'm good, and just don't do anything? Or do we just do it on the strength of hoping that there'll be a change?
It depends on how you look at it. I mean, because me personally, if you want my vote, I just say this, man, and people can say what they want to say about me after this. I don't give a damn. If Donald Trump were to say, okay, black folks, I'm gonna give y'all reparations, I vote for his ass tonight.
Well, like I told you, I sent you that article about them black men who said Donald Trump is all right with me. He said I had money in the bank, I wasn't losing my job, I wasn't paying $6.49 for a carton of eggs. He said, and I had money. I said the money in the bank. He said, if Trump runs again, he would definitely get my vote.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
There just wasn't one black man. There was a room full of black men.
I wouldn't go that far.
Who said that?
I wouldn't go that far. Like I said, I don't like Trump either. But
were you having as many or going through as many changes and financial breakdowns and wondering what if and why when Trump was in office we do now?
Yeah.
Discussions. Just think about the discussion we had about the carton of eggs.
To be honest with you,
yeah.
When Trump was in office, were eggs $6 a carton?
No,
they
gas
weren't.
wasn't $4 a gallon.
No, but gas was high as a cat's back.
But it wasn't $4 a gallon.
I agree with you on that one. But like I said, I can say this about Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't say he was going to do anything for black people.
He did not.
He did not say anything. He did not say he was going to do anything for black people. But I can tell you right now, none of Donald Trump's policies hurt black people. They didn't help them.
It didn't help them, but it didn't hurt us either.
But the damn show didn't hurt us. So as far as Donald Trump is concerned, like I said, the only way I would vote for Donald Trump is if Donald Trump said, okay, y'all, check this out. I'm going to get y'all reparations. I'd vote for him. I sure would. In a heartbeat.
So he had to do something for you.
Give me something. Give me something to vote for. That's what I'm talking about. Give me something to vote for. And don't say we got to get the Republicans out of office. That's bullshit. That's a dumbass reason to get somebody to, because like I'd rather go with the devil I know. Okay? Than the devil I don't know.
Just like I said, tell me how you are up front. It'll be my decision if I want to rock with you or if I want to be like, okay, have a good day.
My point exactly.
Yeah. And like I said, even though he is a hardcore narcissist.
Oh, no doubt.
Donald Trump tell you who he is up front.
He tell you who he is, what front, and you can either take it or leave it. And you know what's so
funny? His honesty, you can't be mad at it.
You can't be mad at Donald Trump, man. Come on, because it's like Dave Chappelle said. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump said the system is corrupt. Mm-hmm. He said the system is biased. Mm-hmm. He said, "How do you know, Donald Trump? Because I use it.
Because I use it." Yep. So he not.
You can't get mad at somebody like that. Like it's like Louis Farrakhan said. With Donald Trump, what you see is what you get. Plain and simple.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. So, in the essence of this show, should these politicians or whoever be up, I'm hoping that they are being upfront. But then, like in this case of Herschel Walker, not trying to put this man on Front Street, but his personal life is outweighing. He really had that much to me politically to talk about anyway.
Exactly.
But then it's like his personal life is outshining his political life. And so that's what I'm saying. Why would somebody vote for this man who won't even recognize that he has 3 outside children? Who can't say that he didn't pay a woman for an abortion, and then when the quote unquote receipts was presented to him, he was like, well, I thought I was paying her for something else. Boy, if you don't stop. Exactly. If you don't cut it out. And in the memo you wrote what it was for. That's what I'm saying. So that means to me people will look at that and be like, yep, that's my candidate. You know what I'm saying?
Again, like I said, Herschel Walker is easily manipulated. I know somebody personally that knew Herschel Walker back in the day. And I can tell you right now, if Fred was alive right now, shout out to Fred C. Wright, aka Brickhouse Brown. If Fred was alive right now, he would tell you flat out, Herschel Walker been dumb a long time. This ain't nothing new. So let's just say this real quick about Mr. Walker. Herschel, again, he's easily manipulated by the powers that be. Okay,
I don't know if I could fathom.
Would I vote for him? Hell no.
Let somebody dictate what I say, how I say it, when I say it, just to say that I have a political office. You know what I'm saying? Why would you let somebody, for lack of better words, use you in everything that you work hard for? Not to say he's not a good athlete, because my daddy loved him. You know, you have to be an outstanding athlete to get a Heisman Trophy.
Oh, no doubt.
So, for you to get that kind of notoriety because of your God-given talent, and they just use you on the strength of that, why would you? Why would you? No.
My Aunt Sue loved him back when he played college ball and back when he played for the USFL for the New Jersey Generals. She liked him then. So, yeah, he was one hell of a running back. I give credit where credit is due. He was one of the best in the business. But as far as him being a politician, nah, man, come on.
But like I said, I could be judged, and I try hard not to judge nobody because I don't want nobody to judge me.
I agree with you on that. I could be judging too.
He could probably get in there and turn
Georgia completely around.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that he couldn't.
Exactly.
I would never say that he couldn't.
But I ain't heard nothing he said that he was gonna do.
Exactly. I mean, I haven't heard anything either. I mean, so I'm kind of at odds when it comes to Mr. Herschel Walker. So you know, I don't live in the state of Georgia either. Thank God.
Well, they're going to have a runoff in December, and then we'll see.
And again, that's just like with Stacey Abrams, Senator Warnock. He's not talking about reparations, because you remember that in the debate when they asked him about the minimum, about both of them about minimum wage, neither one of them raised their hand.
Absolutely.
Now Herschel walking out raising his hand, I understand that perfectly. He's a Republican, because as far as the Republicans are concerned, raising the minimum wage, no, that's not a good idea.
They think what it is now is too much.
Exactly. They think what people are getting right now is too damn much. And
like even talking about people with insulin, they just need to eat better. Boy, if you don't cut it out, it has nothing to do. I mean, that's a possibility, but that's not the only reason why people. It's children born with diabetes. They just not being born, so how they gonna eat right? It's like he say so, you be like, oh my god.
Well, see, you're a person that's insulin dependent.
That's what I'm saying. So
and that's
like,
that's why you took that personal. And I get that part. You took that personal, as you should, because I would have.
I'm like, okay, he just been an idiot.
Yeah, he was being an idiot.
The first thing coming to his mind, just gotta learn how to eat. Boy. It's like he
okay,
say
here's
stuff
the question.
And you be like, okay. Now was that in the book of what they told you to say, or was that something you try to talk outside your head and you got busted down on?
Well, see, here's the thing about it. If let's just say, for instance, you try to eat better. Mm-hmm. Food's expensive as hell. Mm-hmm. So now what, Herschel? You don't want to raise minimum wage. Mm-hmm. So how these people are supposed to buy the food so they can eat better? Oh, you didn't think that far.
It's like he's not the only one. There's other political.
I agree with you. There's lots of them. Most Republicans don't believe in raising the minimum wage, like if not all of them.
I forget her name. It's not Ricky Lake. Ricky Lake is an actor, but it's another lady. Her last name Lake, and some of her ideas, and for her to be a woman, it's just astounding. That you be like, are we in the 40s, 50s? Because her mindset is so minimum. Like,
what was she talking about?
Just women really, more or less, I'm just going to surmise it. Women really doesn't have rights to pretty much speak on certain political things that's happening. Like, for example, Ukraine. So I'm not supposed to have an opinion about Ukraine. She was saying that she agreed with a lot of the ways that Trump handled himself when he was in office. What part? You know, he the one who told you put bleach in your system with a needle and get rid of COVID. So you agree with that? It's like some people, like it's to me what I call it, they hopping on the train when the train is hot.
Exactly.
And I think that's why the train is working. Like Trump is still out here. Yeah. He's still going from state to state. Yeah. And so she's like, okay, so he says, I'm going to hop on that train so people think I'm like Trump so I get in office. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. Mm-hmm. Again, you are deceiving a lot of people who really think they proud on the borderline. Some people might even have the same mindset that she and Trump has. But don't use it towards your advantage. Because, you know, some people just like you said, they don't take the time. They'll just listen to what somebody said. Like, hey, that's someone vote for. Instead of taking the time, sitting down, looking at their full criteria, what they're running on.
Right.
Their platform. That's what I'm looking for. Their platform that they're running on.
Right.
And stuff just like, hey girl, who you vote for? Sarah Lee. Okay, I'm vote for Sarah Lee T. I mean Sarah Lee too. Where you should have voted for Duncan Hines. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Right.
So it's so sad. Like I feel in my heart, like when I heard that about Stacey, I was not really laughing, but I was shaking my head with the Warnock and her. So I think, I cannot believe. I wish I could just pick up the phone and call Warnock and ask him, how you feel? You going up again with a runoff with my favorite word, a numbnut, like Herschel Walker. But then in my instance with Stacey, I wish I knew, again, what do we vote for? I mean, I know you had your understanding about Stacey. You think she's stomping for the masses, blah, 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 blah. I feel like she's doing all she can to show that she is here for the people. She's here to time to turn Georgia around, get some things going in Georgia so they can stop being looked at as a good old boy state. But because of her skin color and her race, yeah. Well, that's her skin color. Her female of me, what you call it? Female of male.
Yeah.
You know,
her gender.
Her gender. That can't be what people are looking at. I hope and pray that is not what people are looking at. Because when you listen to her talk, she's written books. She's giving you everything. I don't think this woman has held back anything. Like I said, she can't really say what she can do when she get in office, but I think if y'all would just give her the opportunity there could possibly be a change that she can take from Georgia all the way to the White House. It's always that one. Like we had faith in Clarence Thomas.
See how that turned out.
Exactly. So isn't it time that we get somebody like that out of there? I mean, I know we just put Ketanji Brown in there. Hopefully, because I've been looking at some of the things she been telling, some of the things she been saying, be like, okay, I agree with her. But as it also in her case, there's only so much she can do too. But I hope she don't flip the script and come out looking like a Clarence Thomas.
That's the
Because
biggest...
again, I'll be asking myself, if this how you guys gonna turn out each and every time, why am I voting? And you don't want people to stop voting.
Well, that's the reason why. That's the reason why. Hold on, put the splash screen back up. That's the reason why the show is called "What Am I Voting For?" Mm-hmm. That's the reason why this show is called just that. What are we voting for as a whole? What benefits are we getting from voting? And the answer is none. So we haven't gotten any benefits whatsoever.
That's what I was just going to say.
None whatsoever. None.
So we had a standstill like this at the midterm. What is it going to look like when the big dance happens?
Well, see, that's the reason why the Democrats right now are running scared. And this is the reason why. Until somebody, I don't care who it is, it could be Democrats, Republicans, or the independents, whoever going to give, because, Malcolm X said this in the ballot or the bullet speech. However black people vote, that's usually determine who gets it. Mm-hmm. If black people turn up to vote for the Democrats, guess what? Democrats are going to win it. If black people stay home because they're sick of the Democrat shit, guess what? The Republicans are going to win it.
So obviously, for it to be Democratic again, that means a lot of Democrats stood up and voted this time.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here? Now we ain't gonna have this same old thing. If something don't change in the next couple of years before the big dance come, we might go red again. It might be a wave of red again. And I know they're trying to prevent that, but if the Democrats don't come together and start doing something that's self-approved, where people can see that they are benefiting from their votes. Because I'm taking a chance to vote for you, believing in you and trusting you. And here I am still at a stagnant where I'm paying all this money for groceries to survive with gas and jobs. And, you can be like, wait a minute now. I don't see this benefit me. Here I am doing everything I can to make sure you get enough to make something happen for me.
Right.
So
it's a catch-22 situation, man. I'm saying, I've been saying it. I've been saying this. Mm-hmm. Black people as a whole. Let's just say black people, for instance. We are the biggest political tools out there. The biggest. I mean, because think about this for a second. Whenever election time comes around, where do the politicians come? They come to the black neighborhoods. They come to the black churches. They come to the black-owned businesses. They come to the black grocery stores. They come to the black side of town. Now, normally, you don't see their asses nowhere near it. When's the last time you seen a white politician in Oak Cliff?
Well, I must admit, during the Trump election, we had some kind of
exactly my point.
Come to our church, though. Yeah.
That's what.
Even though that was a local race here in Dallas,
it don't matter. It don't matter. Whereas local race or national, man, it don't matter. It don't matter. Mm-hmm. The only time you see politicians come out to the black neighborhoods or to the black churches is when it's election time. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's where I'm getting at.
Yep. Well, Democrats, you have narrowed the gap and has won the majority of the U.S. Senate for the next 2 years. So
now do something with that.
I know it's like,
that's all I got to say about that.
Oh Lord, what you gonna do?
Exactly. Do something with that. Give me something to look forward to, so that way when the next election cycle come out, I can go out there and get my booty to the poll. Mm-hmm. As that commercial said.
Well, also, side note, y'all know Donald Trump is going to make a big announcement on this Tuesday. So you think he's going to announce that he's running again?
Of course. And he's going to win, too. He's going to win, too. I predicted him winning the first time. I said he's going to end up winning.
So you think he's going to bring Pence back as his vice president?
I don't know.
He's going to have one of his kids do it.
I really can't say. But I know he's going to run again. And he's going to win it.
And I think that's what I'm saying. All these people like your Kemps and Miss Lakes and it's some others that I've seen. I wonder if they're going so hard in the paint with their ideologies. So when push comes to shove, and if he is looking for a vice president, they be like, you know what? I noticed them on the campaign trail. They really relate with me and my idea. Let's go get them so they can become his running mate.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know that.
Man, you never know what's gonna happen. But I can honestly tell you,
that's gonna be.
I already know it, man. I already know he's gonna win it. I already know he's gonna win it.
Well, like we said a minute ago, he didn't say what he would do, but it wasn't nothing out there that hurt us either.
Exactly. Yeah, I've always said that about Donald Trump. I mean, you know, I would never vote for him. Like I said, the only way I would vote for Donald Trump is if he got on television and said, you know what, black folks, I'm gonna give y'all reparations if y'all get elected. Black people will come out in trucks to vote for him. I promise you they will.
But I want it first. I'm not gonna go by your word.
Exactly. You know, put the check in my hand right now, bro.
All right.
Okay, cool. You got it.
I cast that vote hot, quick, fast, and a hurry.
Shit, I put that shit. I go direct deposit in my bank account immediately. Shit.
You're like, who you vote for? You're not gonna know they say it's against the law to tell people who you vote for, or whatever. But if somebody asks me, who you vote Trump? I put a Trump hat on, a sticker on my car, and I don't put stickers on my car. But I sure will put a sticker on my car.
I wear that hat. I wear that Make America Great Again hat.
I'm trying to tell you.
Man, come on.
That sounds
give us
kind of.
reparations.
I mean, if you think about it, that's kind of like, you know,
give us reparations and see what I
to
do.
say, but hey, let's just keep it real. Yeah,
it's the truth. It's the truth, man. It's the truth. It's the truth. But you know, like I said, man, you know, we have to, as black people. Let me just say this real quick about voting and all that good stuff and politics in general. The best way to get a good idea of what to do is, like I said before, a couple of years ago. Listen to Malcolm X's speech, "The Ballot or the Bullet." He did that speech in 1964. Here it is, 2022.
And it's so relatable.
And it is relatable. It was relatable then. It's relatable now. So that's almost 60 years ago. You see what I mean?
Yep. It's just it boggles my mind when you bring up books and speeches and things like that for so far back. Ooh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
When you bring up speeches and books and things from so far back and they're so relatable now, it's just wow. It boggles my mind.
Exactly.
So does that mean we just like that hamster in the wheel, that nothing is changing?
That's exactly it.
And it was the same thing back then?
You just answered your own question.
But why? We putting all these great idea people who's going to make a change people in office. We still we were.
There's a very old saying. There's a very, very, very old saying. It goes like this: the more things change, the more they stay the same. Have you ever heard that one?
Absolutely.
So where's the lie in that?
Right. Especially now. Exactly.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. You got people out here in the political arena, and a lot of them are coons. Black people. I'm going to say black politicians out there. They're working for their white paymasters on both sides of the fence.
And that's what I'm saying. Why? How did we get here? How did we get from some Malcolm X's, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, what's the lady head? Shirley Chisholm, and people like that we thought was going to office to try to make a change for black people. But how do we get from that character of people to these people now that do just enough and then they'll start tap dancing for the masses?
You mean like the Cory Bookers and the Clarence Thomases and
I mean, it's nice to have on your resume that you was a sitting senator or whatever you are, or you was a whatever, but what did you do while you was in there?
Not a damn thing.
Anybody can put PhD behind their name.
For real. They ain't nothing but a piece of paper. What are you doing with that piece of paper? That's the question. I mean, like you said, a lot of these old politicians out here, no disrespect to Sister Maxine Waters, but she needs to go too. I mean, no disrespect. Sorry.
The one that got the braids on her head, what's her name? Up there in Houston.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot her. Damn. What's her name? Sheila Jackson Lee. Yeah, she needs to go too. But it's a lot of them needs to go, man.
I just feel like you've been in office this long, and I can't really.
And you haven't done anything.
Exactly, I can't. Yeah. No, she needs to stay because she did X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. If I can't just roll it off my tongue like that,
it's time for you to go.
Time for the ship to sail.
Yeah, exactly. It's time for you to sit your ass down somewhere.
Yeah. Like that's what I said last week. A lot of these older people that's up there, they have antiquated ways. They have those 50, 60, 80, 90, early 90 mentality.
Yeah, you're right.
It's totally different.
I agree with you on that.
We have country that's just waiting to blow us up. I mean, they
got their finger
tap dancing around.
They got their finger on the button, over the button, just like this right here.
What's it called? They double dutch it with the button.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all don't see that. Y'all don't think that it's so many countries there who hate on us. Even though we supposed to be like the free world country, everybody is fighting to get here. But when they get here, they make all that, and then they go right back to where they come from and live like fat kings because of the difference in the money quality.
Yep. The cost of living there is cheaper. Is a whole lot cheaper. That's what a lot of them end up doing anyway.
And then, but the people who stress ancestors who work their backs to the bone,
literally,
to try to get this, whatever this is, we call
little bit of shit
to
we
me,
got.
Democracy. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Right.
Up to what it is now, and y'all don't even want to help their ancestors.
Man, come on.
On the strength of their, and you don't want to help that. You don't want to give them reparations because of that. Do you think all these other ethnicities that you're, for lack of better words, bowing down to was going to put this country where it is now?
Well, see, here's the thing about reparations.
Maybe Mexicans, maybe.
Well, let me just say this real quick. Larry Elder.
Hispanics. I'm sorry, Hispanics.
Yeah, Hispanics. Which really ain't a race, but it is. That's another subject.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Larry Elder. He was talking on, of all people's show, Candace Owens' show. He was on her podcast. Mm-hmm. And he said, and I quote, "If any group of people deserve reparations, it's the slave owners because they lost property." Mm-hmm. Now, here's where Larry Elder was taking stupid pills. Slave owners did get reparations. Yeah. They got, I think it was like $200 per slave. That they lost during what was a slavery once slavery was over. Mm-hmm. So if you got a big plantation, you got a pretty fat check from the U.S. government.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to Mr. Larry Elder out there who don't know shit about history, obviously, the slave owners did get reparations, and you got a lot of people that will argue that will say, okay, you want reparations? There you go. The slave owners got it. Yeah, but we didn't. We the ones that did all the damn work.
Right.
What did they do besides threaten to kill us if we didn't do just that and the third?
Right. So that's not even.
So you're messing with that one.
That's not even kosher.
I agree with you on that one.
So again, we end up getting screwed in the end.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
But like you said, the slave owners got that we broke our backs and we didn't get anything.
Exactly. And that's the whole point. That's why we need reparations, man, to correct a wrong. Native Americans got reparations for getting kicked off the land that was stolen right from underneath their noses. Right. Mm-hmm. They still get reparations. And
some of their living ancestors now are still getting checks.
They still getting checks. They still getting checks. Their descendants. All you need. Their descendants are still getting free medical,
schooling,
free schooling, free housing. They get automobiles, business grants, you name it. Yeah. They get it all. Give us the same thing that you give them. That's all we ask. And plus, they're a sovereign nation within the nation. They police themselves in a lot of places, in a lot of cases. I know that for a fact because right down there in Oklahoma, where I come from, the Choctaw Nation, they got their own police force. Wow. They got their own government. They're a sovereign nation within the nation.
I'm gonna go back to this too. I think we talked about this on the last part. Why can't we do that as black people? I know we tried. They came in there and blew us up. So why won't they blow us up like they? Why don't they blow up the Indians? The
natives.
The natives like they did us. Because they know they wrong. Because they came here anyway and stole their land.
Exactly. So and it's the same deal with us. We were stripped from our land.
But why can't we do that now? Why can't we just I'm finna buy up these 100 million acres here, and if anybody who want to come and be a quarter of this black own everything, come on in, without having some kind of ramifications from another race talking about, oh no, we can't have that. They getting beside themselves.
Well, see, that's what happened in Tulsa. That's what happened in Tulsa.
That's what I'm saying. How can they? Because we tried that. We did it in Tulsa and Florida. How can we do that? And then all of a sudden they come there and bomb us up.
This is what happened in Tulsa. Okay, let's go back to the Tulsa race riots real quick. Give everybody out there listening a little bit of a history lesson. The Tulsa race riots were were an unfortunate turn of events. But before the race riots happened, the reason why the black people were on that particular part of land, part of Oklahoma, is because that particular part of Oklahoma, according to white people, was crappy anyway.
Mm-hmm. They didn't want it.
They didn't want it. Mm-hmm. Black people got together. They put their heads together. They made it a success. Right. White folks got jealous. Mm-hmm. He said, "Wait a minute, them niggas over there, they don't need us over there." Mm-hmm. Come on, you've heard the stories. They had their own schools. They were in hospitals.
Like my brother always say, they were
self-sufficient. Exactly, 100% self-sufficient. They even had their own police force.
Right. Nothing came from the outside world.
Nothing came from the outside world because that black dollar bounced in that particular part at least 7 times. More than that. Yeah. It bounced. That black dollar bounced.
How successful that is.
Come on now. That black dollar bounced at least 20 times before it left that damn part of Tulsa.
Wow. 20 times.
Minimum. That's the minimum time to bounce. Sometimes that dollar will bounce 100 times before it left.
Probably never left. It just recycled itself.
Exactly my point.
Excuse me.
That's my whole point. So it's not that we can't do it. It can be done.
But will there be repercussions? Repercussion consequences.
Probably so. Just like in Tulsa, they were looking for they were just looking for a reason to go over there and tear that shit up, and they found it. Same deal in Rosewood. Keep telling us to
pull ourselves up by our bootstraps,
and we did that.
We're trying to do that, but you come over there and mess with us.
Well, see, here's the thing about whenever I hear people say that, I tell people the same damn thing. It's kind of difficult to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and people when the powers that be keep taking your boots.
Or cutting your shoestrings.
Or cutting the laces.
Cutting the laces short and short.
Oh, I got a better one. They keep on saying, "Oh, rising tides lift all boats." Yeah, but it's kind of hard for your boat to lift when it's got a hole in the bottom of it.
I would love to see that now. I mean, I would love to see a thriving, successful Tulsa. Would you move there?
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
We moved there in a heartbeat.
I ain't part of y'all. No. I'll be on the first thing smoking.
Hell yeah, we both would. Shit.
First thing smoking.
That's just all it is to it.
Cause you wanna live different. You wanna see a change. You wanna have some peace and comfort and say hey to your neighbors and don't worry about somebody gonna be shooting your back because your skin color or you not speaking to them or they feel like you shouldn't have. Shout out to all the Karens and Kens in the world.
I mean, think about this for a quick. Think about this real quick. You grew up in a country just like I did. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew everybody, correct?
Absolutely. It was like you just walking, hey girl, so tell your mama I said hey.
Exactly. And if somebody needed something, there was no question about getting it from that other person, right?
And if you get in trouble uptown, by the time you made it back to the country,
everybody and their mama knew. You done got about 8 ass whoopings. You done got about 8 ass whoopings by the time you get home.
Talking to now, you know your granny don't play that. You done got talked to so bad, you be dragging your belly on the floor like an ant.
Hell yeah.
Hold your head up. I can't grant it right now. Cause them people don't talk so bad to me.
Man, it's like this. I'm
pretty sure you don't hear what I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this ass whooping right quick.
It's like this right here.
Come on.
And we talked about this on the show before. One of my favorite MCs is Tretch from Naughty by Nature. Mm-hmm. He was on this podcast and he was talking about how the village is gone right now.
Oh yeah, that village been gone.
And he was talking about if you're out, if you know back in the day when we were growing up, if you did something stupid, by the time you got home, you done got about 3-4 ass whoopings.
Absolutely.
Minimum. And then your mom on the phone talking about save me something. I'm gonna kick his ass again when he get home.
Right.
So, and that's just the way it was back then.
That's a village.
That was a village, and it was and that's the main thing that I tell people back. When I was growing up in the country, man. Growing up in the country, man, everybody knew everybody. Mm-hmm. If I messed up and Miss Minnie, who was grandma's homie, heard about it, boy, go give me a switch so I can whoop your ass with it. Right. Damn. All right.
You know how that is. You gotta get your own switch.
That's some kind of a psychology, man. You gotta go get something.
That's what we call mental health. Right?
You ain't.
That's mental.
How messed up is it? You gotta go get something to whoop your own ass with.
I might as well whoop my own ass then.
For real?
I mean, come on. Talking about mental health now. What we went through was mental health. And child abuse, what we went through was child abuse.
Oh, shit.
But now these people talking about what happened in this house, stay in this house. We was always embarrassed. Walk up to a group of adults and don't speak. My grandma be like, hold on, Mary Jane. Do you see all these grown people here? You better speak. You know you were raised better than that.
Exactly.
Embarrassment all up in my face. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
These kids now, they ain't got to speak to you if they don't want to.
They
and
look
mom,
at you.
and mom be saying right there.
They look at you like you did something wrong.
Like you supposed to speak to them. And then they might speak back. They might. Or they might just give you a head nod.
Yeah,
yeah.
The bro man head nod. Just, I know it.
No. So yeah, that village been gone for.
I agree with you on that one, man.
That village,
I agree with you.
I mean, I understand there are some people who are trying to bring it back, but
what
nowadays,
we do
to make it strong, though?
Well, this is completely off subject, of the show, but still, man, nowadays you can't be a village to some of these mothers out here because if you say something to their children, you might as well be ready to fight.
Oh yeah.
But you're talking to my kid. That's my child. I can raise my child. That's the problem. You're not raising your child.
Right.
That's why your child out here cussing people out at the age of 5 years old. Come on now.
And here what we are.
He can't even read, but he know how to say motherfucker like it ain't nobody's business. All right then.
A quarter rap song from word for
Thank you. Word for verbatim.
And I was saying, what would they say? I can't even understand what they saying, but they can sing it word
for word. Anyway.
No. The show topic made me thought about where do we go from here, though? I mean, because in essence, all these people of color, I'm just gonna say that, of color, that we thought was gonna quote unquote make a change.
I'm gonna go ahead and say what they are. Black people. I'm gonna go ahead. I ain't gonna say people of color. I'm gonna go ahead and say what they are. Black people. They talking all this shit, talking about vote for me because I'm like you. No, you're not. That's not telling me anything.
I understand your plight. I understand that you raised in the country. I understand that you had to sleep in the bed with two of your other siblings. I understand. No.
Well, whether I had to do that or not, it's neither here nor there. If you've been there, do you know what the hell black people are asking for?
They tell you they do, but I don't think
a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't, because a lot of them are just like Jughead, Roland Martin. They come from that boule crowd. They come from privileged black people families. They don't know anything about not knowing if they're gonna be able to have gas for the end of the week.
Right.
They don't know anything about that. They don't know anything about whether or not they're going to be good until the end of the month so they can have groceries in the refrigerator. They don't know anything about that.
Yep. But it's just like, it's you want to think, like I know I use this word a lot on this show, empathy. Empathy, for some people, it's not even a part of their category, their language, their conversation, their repertoire, because some people just don't have it. And that's could be taught, could be embedded naturally, but some people just don't have empathy.
I agree.
And that's the part it blows my mind, because my sister always tell me, you just can't expect people to be a certain way or do a certain thing or have empathy, because it don't take much. Because you just put yourself in that position. Would you want somebody to treat you like that when you was down and out? Would you want somebody to not be there for you? Would you not want that you saw your ancestors go through this and you've been taught, go to school, get an education. I want you to have, this is what my parents always told me and my sister and brother. We want y'all to do better than us, have better jobs than us, have a better way of life than us. But in essence, the way I look at things these days, they had it better than we did. To me, I mean, yeah, they walked, they picked cotton, they lived in the country most times. Sometimes they live on the master's land or whatever. But they had that sense of stability and they had that sense of family.
They had the sense of self.
I don't know.
I agree with you on that. My mother will be the first to tell anybody that her son is smarter than she is. I beg to differ, but it is what it is. And that's what you want. You want your children to do better than you. Okay, so they can take what you taught them and take it to the next level.
Yep.
Okay?
You would think.
That's what you want. That's what you want. But with the way things are going right now, and I agree with you on that point exactly, man, they were a whole lot better off than we are now, because now it's 10 times as hard.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Granted, I've never had to pick cotton a day in my life. Granted that. Granted, I've never had to walk in the freezing cold or walk in the blazing sun to go to and from work.
Right.
Granted that. But with the way this political landscape is, it's a whole lot worse now than it was back then. Because just like you said before, we don't know who's who until after they come out and show us who they really are.
Right.
And it's like my mom said a long time ago, man, people will show you who they are. You just gotta pay attention.
Right. But you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, too.
Yeah, you do. And I think that's the problem with a lot of black people. Black people are really good about giving people the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And that's sad because a lot of times we give people the benefit of the doubt, they end up screwing us in the long run. And that's what's wrong with black people when it comes to the Democratic Party. We've been trusting them for so damn long. Now look, we don't have anything to show for it.
And it's kind of sad to hear people talk about other political parties talk about the Democrats like they just can't get it together. We're running amok around one another. We don't trust one another. I don't know. I saw this late night I guess comedian, talk show host, whatever, and he plays with the other team. He's the Republican, and he was saying, "Y'all just come out. We'll accept your free of charge. Y'all just come out." And that's kind of sad to hear. They just pretty much denounce that the Democratic Party is not doing any good. That's crazy.
Well, think about this, babe. I mean, think about this. You're more prone to vote than I am. Let's just be real. What have you gained from it?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel so. I just knew a change was gonna come. Like, after a while, you just can't keep putting it with the same old.
Exactly my point. That's what I'm getting at. That's my whole point right there.
Somebody that has some ideas or some something that you can relate to. You're like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get that person a chance. And you see somebody out there, and they be like, nah, it's like, come on, let's get out the Asian world. Let's come to reality. I don't think a lot of people live in reality.
You know what? That's a really good way of looking at it.
They're stuck in an
endless loop.
Right. They stuck in the same old. What they say, who moved my cheese? I read that book when I was first started working. Who moved? You have to be able to adapt to changes. And some people just don't want to adapt to change. So instead of adapting, they just keep on for the same old thing year after year after year. Aren't we supposed to progress forward instead of just being stagnant? Or either hell, sometimes I feel like we're going backwards. But
you know what? That's the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it any better.
And again, what am I voting for?
Exactly.
It's getting frustrating.
I agree with you on that. I never
say I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to say that I won't vote. Can I never say that?
Oh no, I would never say that.
It's getting frustrating. Like,
I would never say that my vote. Well, see, that's just it. I would never say that my vote doesn't count, right. Or I would never say that my vote didn't count when I did vote. The few times I have voted. But right now, you have to be more cautious with your vote.
Right. Do your homework.
I mean, do your due diligence, man. If this person ain't saying nothing, don't get that person your vote. If the other side ain't saying anything, don't give that person your vote. You gotta be strategic with your vote. Don't vote blindly just because that person is a Democrat or the person is a Republican. That's not the purpose of your vote. I mean, I've heard people tell me, like I said before, earlier when I started voting, vote blue no matter who. No, I can't do that. I don't know that person's politics.
Straight Democrat ticket.
Exactly. To vote blue no matter who. I've had people tell me that all the damn time. I remember when Hillary Clinton was running. My cousin Lori, you met her before. My cousin Lori, chewed me out one time. Who would you vote for? And I said, I didn't vote for anybody. Oh, you ain't gonna vote? No. How come you ain't gonna vote for Hillary? Because I don't like Hillary's politics. So you gonna vote for Trump? No, I'm not voting for him either. So you not voting for Hillary is just like voting for Trump. No, me not voting is me not voting. has nothing to do with Trump. If he wins, it was just meant for him to win, and he's going to win anyway because nobody want to vote for Hillary, and I was right. So she just wanted me just to vote to keep Trump out of office. That's stupid.
And again, I think the same thing with Hillary. Even though she's a white woman, whatever, I think a lot of people just weren't ready to have a woman in office. I mean, I know she has a lot of ways and she's done a lot of things, but a lot of us, like I said, I went to bed that night thinking, oh yeah, Hillary got this in the bag. Woke up the next morning like, what the fuck? Who? Trump? Oh my God. I just knew, I just saw a vision, the walls coming down. I'm wearing a white gown with the torn up at the bottom and my hair with Sealy plaits on. I just knew we were going straight back to slavery time. I did. I'm not going to lie. I really did.
But see,
because the way he speak and the way he conduct himself.
Well, see, a lot of people just assume that just because
that, and that's what I just said. I hate for people to exactly, but I did because of some of the things I've heard him say and the way he ran his businesses. But again, like that group of men said, he didn't do nothing hardly for us, but I wasn't hurt neither.
Yeah,
I was not hurt when he was in office.
Yeah, that's just it with Trump. Like I said, Trump's policies
until COVID hit.
Until COVID, he should.
COVID hit. I was like, oh,
once COVID
Lord.
hit, man, it was all over from there.
Right.
So, but like I said, man, Trump's policies didn't hurt black people, but they didn't help black people either. So that's the reason why a lot of black people are rocking with Trump now, because of the fact that his policies, even though they didn't help black people, they damn sure didn't hurt us.
Well, I'm saying, why would you take that chance again, thinking it's gonna be the same way?
Nah, I'm still not gonna vote for him.
Exactly, it could be totally different.
I'm still not gonna vote for him. I don't care if he does run. Like I said, the only way that either candidate would get my vote is if somebody said, "Okay, black folks, y'all want reparations? You got it." That's when somebody would get my vote. I don't care if it's Trump or whoever he's running against. That's who's gonna get my vote.
And I think that time when he was in office, he just kept putting it off. He just kept switching it from this to this. I don't think that was nothing that he wanted to make a part of his agenda.
It wasn't. He didn't want. I
never heard him speak on reparations.
He wasn't going to either because it wasn't something that belonged that concerned him. He was like, okay, shit, I don't care. But if y'all want reparations, then y'all got to give me a reason why you need it.
I don't think if he said he don't care, but I don't think he would have signed the bill either.
He wouldn't have. He wouldn't have signed that bill. He would not have signed that bill. He would not have signed that bill. Like I said, Trump is a racist bastard. We all know that. And it's like Louis Farrakhan says, with Donald Trump, man, what you see is what you get. That's just Trump is who he is.
So you mean tell we'd rather have a narcissist racist in office than some black candidate that quote unquote know our plight supposedly, and we just feel like they're just shooting us to shit and we don't trust them to do what they say they're gonna do.
If Donald Trump, like I said before, if Donald Trump said we gonna give you reparations, that's who's gonna get my vote. If that brother that's running up against him says, okay y'all, I know what y'all want, let's do this thing, he'd get my vote. I don't care who it is.
What if Donald Trump give you reparation, they'd be like, okay, here your reparation, now get on that slave plantation.
I say keep that reparations check. Shit, I ain't nobody's slave.
They trying, like I said last week, there's some states that's trying to put it on the bill.
Man, come on, that shouldn't even be happening.
And again, that's something. Why am I voting for it? Whoever voted for that, it's someone they got. Some people voted on it.
I know it. I know Louisiana. I know the people in Louisiana
and Alabama.
did. Wow.
For slavery. That's all we got to vote on is slavery. That's why I said that's why I just don't understand people's mindset. Be like, do you know what that means? Do you know how that's a heavy word with a heavy burden? Do you know that? But if you never experienced or seen it or affiliated with it, you probably don't. You probably thinking it means something totally different.
Well, see, some of the things that black people do are holdovers, I should say, from slavery. I mean, people don't understand that, man, because like the funny thing about DNA is this right here. DNA has memories embedded in it as well. Because I have found myself doing things that, wait a minute, what am I doing that for? But it's embedded in my DNA. Case in point, my artistic for a fact, we live together. You know for a fact that I sit up and create something within the matter of seconds. Case in point, this music is playing. I did that today.
Right.
So, well, I finished it today. I started a while back, but anyway, I finished it today. But my point is, that's something that's embedded in my DNA. It's genetic memory. And I have seen myself doing things like, wait a minute, what the hell? You seen yourself doing things too, you can't figure out why. Because it's embedded in your DNA.
Right.
And it's the same deal with this whole thing about being a revolutionary. I'm under the impression that somebody in my damn DNA was a revolutionary. Don't know who, but somebody was. So, but anyway, that's something that we have to understand, is that DNA, man, has a lot of things in it. And I'm assuming that some of these coons out here, they were coons back then too.
And you know what kind of, it embarrassed me a little bit, and then it also pisses me off when I hear a lot of our young people, and I'm not talking about teens, I'm talking about 30, 40, 50-year-old, talking about what they got to do with me. That was them back then. Okay. Okay.
I have heard that so many times from the younger generation.
That has nothing to do with me. It's totally different now.
Exactly.
No,
it's not different. It's the same.
Because you're able to wear
it's
Gucci.
Just repackaged.
Okay, but it's still the same with your Gucci shoes on.
For real.
Come on now.
That don't mean nothing, man. That don't mean a damn thing. Yeah. I mean, they just repackaged the whole situation. Slavery is still around. It's just repackaged it.
Looking at it from a different lens, but it's still there.
Exactly, it's still there.
Which is sad, but it's still there.
I agree with you 100%. Yeah, this was a good subject. What do you think?
It was. It just make you, it makes you wonder. And then, like I said, you'll never hear me say I'm not going to do something, but it makes you just start, like you said, make you be aware of what you're doing and doing your due diligence. Make sure you did it to the best of your ability.
And again, like I said before at the beginning of the show, I would never tell anybody not to vote.
Right,
I'm not saying that
That's
at all.
That's not what we're saying in here at all.
No.
That's not, even though it's saying why are we voting for it, we're not saying
No, we're not saying don't vote. I mean, right. By all means, if you feel like it's in your best interest to vote for whoever you want to vote for, knock yourself
Absolutely.
out. I don't care.
If you want to change the whole political, do whatever that makes you feel.
Exactly, voting your best interest. Exactly.
For you and your family and your household.
Yeah, that's my whole point.
Yeah.
But anyway, on another note, babe, I just want to know your opinion. The Kyrie Irving situation. What do you? Come on, don't you think that's a little bit ridiculous what they asked him to do?
It is, and I just before the show started, I got an alert on my phone that he broke his silence on anti-Semitic. How you say it?
Anti-Semitism.
Yeah, and this I'm gonna read what he said. I was not put here on earth to participate in any religious, political wars or incite racial disharmony, prejudice within communities. We are all equal under the sun, and I am here to participate in the building of an equal world and follow the word from the Most High God, Yah. To me, that's still not an apology. I'm glad he didn't apologize. He just said something to try to confirm the masses. I don't know what he needed to apologize for anyway. Don't know why he got suspended 5 games anyway. And then this whole list of stuff they want him to start doing, I don't even know why that's necessary, because he, like I said before, have not uttered a word. He post a link.
That's it.
But now he got to go through all these hoops, and then he got to make up this, if you want to call it a statement here, talking about what he was put on earth to do. I don't, like I said last week, stand your ground, Kanye. You stood your ground. I'm not Kanye. Oh my God, Kyrie. You stood your ground on the shot.
Yep.
Manifesto. Stand your ground on this one too, sir.
I agree.
If they go, so far I think he was it gonna be tonight? Well, the 5th game would have been tonight, so he'll probably start playing sometime this week. But he have done his 5-game suspension. I think he have paid the money. I haven't really heard anything about that, and I think that little laundry list of things they want him to do, I think he's done that too. So even though he's done those things, which I wish he would have, I understand. I understand. To just keep down the confusion, just to move forward. Now you see how people are going to treat you, and you know how they're going to handle you accordingly. I understand why he broke his silence and said this little statement that I just read. But in the interim, stand your ground. And that's how I feel. Just stand your ground.
This is my whole deal. I agree with everything you said. Everything. I rock with Kyrie. I rock with Kyrie for not taking the jab. I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. He stood his ground on that.
Right.
Them giving him this whole laundry list of shit to do before he can play ball again. That's wrong beyond comprehension.
It is.
Now,
let me ask you a question. I just came to my mind. This is gonna be a little silly. When Rasheed Wallace choked out the coach, what did he have to do? I don't remember him having to apologize. I don't remember him having to pay anything. I think he was suspended. But all this other stuff about writing letters. Was that Rasheed Wallace or was that
Latrell Sprewell?
That was Rasheed. Rasheed put what's that white coach's name?
I know.
I can see his face. I know. Rasheed was known putting his hands on a lot of people.
I know that
players, but then he turned around and put his hands on a coach.
I know that. Latrell Sprewell choked out PJ Carlesimo. I remember that,
and I don't remember them having. I remember them getting suspended. And I know this is a different time and age, and people are so sensitive. We all walking on eggshells these days. You can't say this, you can't say that. But if we don't give so much hate and so much power to words like that, what's the point?
Well, see, it's like you said before. Kyrie Irving didn't say anything anti-Semitic at all. He said nothing anti-Semitic.
And being suspended.
Fines, only thing he did was
apologizing.
Only thing he did was post a link to a movie. He didn't promote the movie.
Nope.
He just posted the link. That's all he did.
Right.
Now I was rocking with Kyrie when that reporter kept on saying, "Oh, with the movie you're promoting." He said, "I wasn't promoting anything. I just posted a link." But the movie you're promoting, no, I'm not promoting anything. But you still, no, I didn't promote anything. Next question, please. Right. I like that.
He said, if it's not relating to basketball,
next question, please.
Next, don't ask me nothing.
And the reporter kept on trying to bait him into it.
Kept pushing the buttons.
Kept pushing the buttons, and that's what sparked this whole situation.
Right.
So
now it makes me wonder, when he do come back to the league, he gonna have to meet the media. Would he just sit there and not say nothing? It was a player who did. I forgot who that player was. Who just sat there. He wouldn't even answer the question. Would he go in that same format?
I
would.
Would
he just keep it strictly? I'll just keep it strictly. If I don't ask me nothing about what I just
exactly.
went through.
Yeah, just ask.
If it's about basketball,
that's what I would do.
Tonight,
that's exactly what I would do. That's what I would do. If this ain't got nothing to do with basketball, a game I just won or lost, I don't want to hear it.
Interview over.
I don't want to hear it. Just keep those questions to yourselves. Right. If this ain't basketball, already leave me alone. But the whole thing about Kyrie, man. Now here's the thing. Amy Silverman, a white Jewish comedian, she was doing something very offensive to black people. She dressed up in blackface and was, cooning and buffooning, for lack of a better term. She ain't apologized.
They don't.
She ain't apologized. She ain't had to go visit the Martin Luther King Foundation. She ain't had to make no donations. She ain't had to do no community service. She didn't have to give a blood sample. None of that shit. Ain't nobody said a word to her.
Why? Why is it? Why, like I said, why are the differences?
There shouldn't be a difference.
She actually
did something offensive.
Exactly.
Kyrie did nothing offensive.
Nothing at all. So what's the difference? Because she's a comedian.
Now see, and this is where me and Kyrie would differ. I'm not going to apologize for something I didn't do.
Absolutely.
Would you? I know you wouldn't.
Oh, boy, you better ask somebody.
Shit.
No.
I damn sure wouldn't apologize for something I didn't do.
Excuse me. No.
You going to apologize for what? I didn't do anything. Let me do something first.
To me, that's an insult to my character.
That's an insult to my intelligence, number one.
I mean, you're going to make me come out of my character and apologize for something, first of all, I didn't do, say, acting on, or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, it's going to make me like I have to bow down to your wish so I can go ahead and progress forward. No.
Well, in essence, it's like you said last week, they're trying to buck break Kyrie.
Oh, yeah.
You said that last week. You hit the nail on the head.
It is so prevalent now. I know this. Ray Charles can see what they doing.
Come on now.
Just keep it real.
Come on now.
Ray Charles can see. Ray Charles can be like, God damn, what they doing to Kyrie? He know what they doing. You know, God rest his soul. Come on now. Let's just keep it real. We all know what they're doing. But again, why him? He not the first. It's some people who done said, who said things worse than this. This man ain't said nothing, but he is getting, for lack of a better word, punished like a child. And I don't get it.
Well, technically, Kanye West didn't say anything bad.
But what? Shout out to David Chappelle. He said, I'm finna go DEFCON 3 on these Jews. And he did that. Well, mind you, when he was done, he lost a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But he said, I should be able to say whatever I want to be able to say.
And I agree with him. Mm-hmm. I agree with him 100% because that's what freedom of speech means. You can say whatever the hell you want to say. You can either agree with it or disagree with it. Now, I give you a prime example. Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan, I love that man. Do I agree with everything Louis Farrakhan says? No. Right. But I respect his right to say whatever the hell he wants to say.
Right. And that's his freedom of speech.
That's his freedom of speech.
That's his melanated thought.
That's his A. And I love that brother.
That's his thought.
Yeah, I love that brother. But still, man, that's the way it should be. Right. You ain't got to agree with what they say. It's respect his right to say it.
You said should be. That's how it's supposed
that's the way,
to be.
Exactly my point.
But it's not.
That's how it's supposed to
be.
And
it's sickening.
I agree.
It's sickening.
I agree.
For some. Not all. For some. But I just to answer your question, I think they're going too hard on Kyrie.
I agree, man. They're trying to
make him an example for what? I don't know. It's like they're trying to make him pay for not taking a shot last year. I really
That's exactly it. Because like I told you before, white supremacy don't like taking L's. They took an L on that one.
Yeah, he made them look like a fool.
Yeah, he took a L. Yeah, white folks took an L on that one.
You know, they think black people about money and stuff, so they talking about, so you mean tell me this man gonna stand a chance of losing $18+ million and he's still not gonna conform to the masses?
He don't care.
Okay, we want to yeah.
Louis Farrakhan said it best, you know, in his address to Kanye West and Kyrie Irving. He said, there are more important things out there than a little piece of paper with the face of a white man on it.
Wow.
Now, where's the lie in that?
Nowhere. I don't see any.
That's exactly my point. So when... And of course, the brother minister stands behind both of those guys. Mm-hmm. But I think the biggest thing with Kanye is this right here. Oh, he calls himself Ye now. He's not Kanye anymore. Yeah, he's Ye now.
Is it Ye or Ye?
Ye.
Kanye, yeah.
Yeah, it's Ye.
Okay.
The thing about Ye is this right here. Ye said he could say something anti-Semitic and nothing would happen to him.
That's a lie.
Now, he said Adidas wouldn't drop him.
Gone.
And like Dave Chappelle said, not only did Adidas drop him, Adidas was involved in the Nazi party during World War II. The owners of Adidas, the creators of Adidas. They
don't even have nothing to do with Jews.
They ain't got nothing to do with Jews.
They just be like, you know what?
You know what, Kanye? I think we're going to leave you alone.
Whereas to the great Kyle Barker from Living Single, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You say you can say what you want to, but say goodbye to these $1 billion.
And he lost that money overnight, literally.
In a blink of an eye.
Overnight. But man, anyway, back to Kyrie, man. Kyrie, I think that...
What are your stance on? You asked me mine, what are your stance on?
I rock with Kyrie. Yeah. Plain and simple. I rock with Kyrie, man. I don't think that Kyrie should apologize. So you think he should have broke his silence? I think he should say something.
He did. That's what he said.
I mean, you know.
You think he should have did that?
Yeah, I would have broke my silence too. I was like, hey, my intention wasn't to hurt no damn body's feelings.
You read it, that's not. He's not saying I'm sorry.
No,
he
never
didn't. Said that.
Nah,
so
that's
me,
not.
Unless you say I'm sorry, I apologize. That's not an apology to me.
Well, you know, see, that right there is a half-ass apology.
Exactly.
That's a half-ass apology. Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, you know, I think that Kyrie should break his silence. I mean, you know, because personally, I would have done that too and said, look, if I offended somebody, hey, I apologize, man, right. but that's not my goal. I stand behind what I did, exactly. but I'm not. But if you got offended, then I'm so sorry. You're so damn butthurt and sensitive to what I posted.
And that's pretty much what he said. He did not apologize.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what? They probably gonna look at it as, yes, we got him. Actually, you did not.
No, you didn't get me. You got yourself.
Actually, you did not.
You all right. But anyway,
read between the lines, people.
Exactly. I rock with Kyrie. It's pretty much told people to kiss his ass by saying kiss my ass. Mm-hmm. Shit. But that's just the way it is. But again, I rock with Kyrie, man. I think that Kyrie should not apologize or do none of that big laundry list of shit that they want him to do. Damn all that. Mm-hmm. Because you got people out there like Howard Stern saying all kinds of shit about black people.
And yeah, he's another. His mouth is so foul. But has he? Okay, I know he sometimes gets suspended, but he's always on the air.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Exactly. Don Iron was calling people nappy head hoes. You remember that? Yes. Did he apologize?
No. Not at all. But he eventually, did he die before he lost his show?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me started on Alex Jones. Come on now. And Rush Limbaugh before he passed away. Come on now. Mm-hmm. And then damn one of them motherfuckers apologize for anything.
Nope.
And they said some real wild shit about black people.
Yeah.
So stand your ground, Kyrie. You got your support here. But the thing that really hurt my feelings was that people in the NBA ain't backing him up.
Well, now I have seen.
There's a few backing him up.
Kevin Durant has.
Yeah.
But again, like me and you went back and forth last week. Shaq said he's stupid. Of course, Kuhn and Charles Barkley.
Oh, we expected that. Yeah.
But then a lot of them are just like, I was expecting people like your Chris Pauls and LeBron said he shouldn't have said nothing.
Yeah, he cooled out too.
Yeah, like I said last week, he's got a major production company, so when he's finished with basketball, he gonna want the movies to be produced. So he gonna have to be elbow with some of these Jews. So
yeah,
I understand that. But a lot of them have just been dead silent. I don't know if that's a good thing or what, to not say anything. What do you think?
Well, to not say anything is even worse than stabbing them in the back, in my opinion. Because, again, like we just said before, this brother did nothing wrong. He didn't say anything disparaging against anybody. He didn't go on TV and say, I could say something anti-Semitic and nothing would happen to me. He didn't say that. So, again, I'll give you an example. I'll use me as an example. I had a friend. Well, he actually still a friend of mine. I'm not going to put his name out there. I don't want everybody to know this. I'm just going to call him Herman, for lack of a better term. Okay. Me and Herman were in school. And somebody accused Herman of breaking into a locker and stealing somebody's money out of it. I was with Herman that whole day, so I know he didn't do it. Okay? Now, there were people that were that were, supposed to be friends of Herman. One of which actually did it. Threw Herman under the bus, and those other three people threw him under the bus too. Said, "Hey, Herman did it. I was with him, so we know that he did it." And of course, those people were white. And I'm like, "No, I was with him all damn day. Me and him, we was in art class doing some stuff over there. So I know he didn't do it because me and him was kicking it all damn day. So I know he didn't do it. So." Some other people got involved. They said, yeah, Herman did do it. They weren't even there, but they said Herman did it. And the reason why that they said he was there is because they were on academic probation and they were getting ready to get off of academic probation so they could play basketball. So they threw him under the bus so they could get some benefits from it. Herman got kicked out of school indefinitely.
Just for some hearsay.
Just because of some hearsay. No witnesses or nothing. I was his witness. I was right there. Said, nah, man, no, he didn't do that. They didn't want to hear me because I'm black by association, but because, these other people were the opposite of black, they believe them over us. So needless to say, Herman got thrown under the bus, literally. And because somebody else who wasn't even there said, yeah, he was there and did this, that, the third, all of a sudden, Herman got kicked out of school indefinitely. So
wow,
there was that.
That's crazy.
I agree with you on that. But
that happens all the time, though. Just
I
keep
agree
it
with you on
100. That
that.
happens.
I agree
all the
with
time.
you on that. But the main person that surprised me about this whole Kyrie Irving situation was Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp disappointed me. Something terrible, because Shannon Sharp was always pro-black on everything. Not this time.
I hadn't heard what he said.
Shannon Sharp said Kyrie Irving should have said what he said, shouldn't have done what he done, and he should apologize, this, that, and the third. And of course, Stephen A. Smith, he cooned out. But the one person that didn't coon out was Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock did not coon out. He said Kyrie Irving didn't do anything wrong except post a link. I'm like, what? I gotta call the Reverend to see if hell froze over. But yeah, that's just my view on the whole Kyrie thing. I think
the ones
Kyrie,
you think that'll be like, oh hell no, what they doing to our boy? Blah blah blah. Either they don't say nothing, or they feel like, I don't know if they saying that because they want to keep their situation
that's
going
exactly
forward.
It.
Or maybe that's just how they feel. Maybe they feel like he went too far. But like I said, I don't know what he did that took it too far that resulted in this kind of ramification.
He didn't do anything.
I don't get it.
He didn't do anything.
I don't know. But yep, that's my stance, and hopefully he can get back to what he loved doing. But I hope he just continue to stand true in your conviction, and like my mom used to say, that half-ass apology. Clap, 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 clap. For
hey,
me.
man, hey, where my sound effects at? Shit,
Clap, clap, clap for me, 'cause like, you did it, but he did it, but he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much told everybody to kiss his ass without saying the words "kiss my ass." So, it's a Kyrie Irving.
In the lack of a better word, I said what I said.
That's all it is to it.
Have a good day.
There you go. Anyway, nice show, baby.
Yeah, always, baby.
Oh yeah, of course, man. So shout out to my niece who did her thing.
Absolutely. I'm sorry she can hear me, but like I said, hopefully she can hear me now. What I was saying is prayers, and put it in the atmosphere that you and your group will be successful with whatever endeavors you come upon, because we need some good black artists in the world. I mean, I know some people say go to school, be a doctor, be a lawyer, but if this is your true talent, your God-given talent, push. Do your best, do your hardest. Like your uncle told you, grind. Just keep grinding, and you'll see the benefits.
No doubt.
Don't get discouraged. I'm pretty sure, like you said, when you was emceeing, there was some discouragement.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Don't get discouraged. If one door closes, you best believe that
another
3 or 4
one's
others going to open.
Yep, exactly.
So just keep pushing you and your group, and congratulations and kudos to you all.
I think what I might have them do is call back. That way I can. That way the audio will be a little bit better. So that way they can actually hear.
Maybe they can spit a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
Over one of your beats.
That'd be cool. I'm gonna throw that out there to them. But anyway, as usual, good show, babe. So
always remember to subscribe.
Hit that like button, y'all. I mean, like I said, we're on Spreaker right now, and we're getting a bit of a buzz on Spreaker, to be honest with you. We really are, and that's a beautiful thing. That's kind of the whole point behind me, hooking up with them. And on top of that, we're on Spotify now, so Spotify.
Hit the notifications so when we go live, and
y'all can hear it, man.
Tell a friend that we have some melanated thoughts that'll blow your mind.
You ain't lying about that, because we've been having some good ones here lately. We got a lot of fuel.
And again, we do still have the phone lines open again.
Yeah, the phone lines are open.
So if anybody, next time when we open the lines, please feel free to call it, because we would love to hear different perspectives on some of the topics that we do.
Especially this one.
And also, if you have any suggestions.
Yeah, the email address, I gotta change it on the splash screen, but yeah, the email address is melanatedthought@yahoo.com. Definitely go there. We were almost on time today. We were just 30 minutes late. So that's okay. we were here. We were almost on time.
And again, I apologize for my voice, but baby, what a time we had last night.
Man, we had fun, didn't we?
Hey, you see that TikTok? Ooh, we had a time last. We had to get home at almost 1 o'clock. Oh
Man.
my God! And the show started at 7:30. So
Yeah, we had fun though,
it
man.
was good.
But
I
then,
just hate my voice is gone. But I guess I can't party like I used to. Cause baby, I used to do them things and be up running the next day.
man,
I laid around half the day. Lord forgive me. I went to church online.
Hey, it is what
I
it
went to
is.
church online.
She did,
But I just like I couldn't make it to church.
but yeah, but yeah.
Again, I apologize about my voice.
But that's okay, baby. It happens, you know.
When Frankie come to town, everybody know Frankie here. She gone. I mean, Mimi gone. She going. So me and Frankie had a love affair last night. And Reggie, he wasn't mad. He understand. You know, so it was good. I hate that his voice just started turning out. So he didn't even do, cause he normally close the show with Joy and Pain,
which is my jam.
And his voice is just,
he couldn't do it.
and like I kept telling him, I'll sing fire, Frankie. But he couldn't push through. But I just appreciate what he did do. So good show. That was a good concert.
Oh yeah. She had a love affair with Frankie, and Shaka Khan was always my crush too.
Oh my
Man.
gosh. Voice. She said she been in the game
50 years, man.
And that voice still strong. It hit them notes. Mariah Carey, who? She hit them notes, baby.
Come on now. Shaka hit them notes, man. Like she just got out of bed.
Right.
Man, anyway.
And after 7, still look like they said they been in the game 30 years.
Oh yeah, they still
And
sound good.
And look good. So,
Oh, no doubt, man. Yeah.
very good show. I love going to a good concert with all 3 acts. Just made me lose my mind. Sometimes you be like, but all 3 acts made me just like,
Oh yeah,
I was
man.
smiling the whole time.
And we like, and again, for those of you who don't know, man, I love going out with this woman. Now,
I'm a good time, honey. You better ask somebody.
She really is, man. You know, that's my
Don't
wife.
don't let the bushiness fool you. I'm a good time in a good way. I ain't gonna rob nobody for you now.
Oh no, she don't rob nobody.
But I'm a good time. I like having fun.
Yeah, I like hanging out with my wife, man. You know, a lot of men don't say that, but I will. I'll go ahead and say I like hanging out with my wife.
Absolutely.
But, you know, she likes hanging out with me too, so you know that's the way it is. So.
No doubt.
But anyway, till next time, y'all. I am Reggio,
And I am Mimi the lady.
and we out.
Bye.